Hey, everybody, welcome to the anniversary episode of Club JG. This is episode 215. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are in season 3 of Club JG. I can't believe it. I want to say thank you to all of my day ones who have been with me since I started this ride. Started out as an idea, started out as, maybe just maybe just a crazy idea, but here we are 3 years later. I have no regrets. I am not looking back. I'm only looking forward. I am honored to have my brother from another mother, my boy from high school, the host of the highly opinionated sports show, Mr. Josh Walker. Welcome to the show, my guy.
What's up, brother? How you doing, man? Just want to send my congratulations to you. Episode 215. 3 years in the game. Congratulations, bro. Proud of you. You know this. I've said this off the air. I'm going to say it on the air for your listeners, man. You've been an inspiration to me, not only in high school, but out of high school. A true brother, somebody I can lean on, call on. Somebody that'll call me and be like, hey, Josh, get your act together. Time to man up, muscle up. So I appreciate that, bro. It's all love. And I'm looking forward in the next month. Me and you will be doing the show weekly every week. So I'm looking forward to that as well, bro. So congratulations to everything that you got going on.
100%, bro. And I got to say, yeah, guys, check us out. Make sure you check us out on the Highly Opinionated Sports Show. Like and subscribe them on YouTube. Follow them on the social media. They're everywhere. I will make sure I have them on my page. You guys make sure you like and subscribe and follow these guys. You see your boy JG on there as well. My guy, we are moving forward. Season 3, we ready to get started. We will start with some breaking news. Mike Tomlin, 19 years as a head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, today announced that he will be stepping down. I gotta be honest here. I wasn't sure that they would actually do it right away. Did I feel like it was time? Yes. Not because Mike Tomlin is not a Hall of Fame coach, not that he's not an excellent coach, but at some point in time, every coach runs its course with a team. Every organization runs its course with a coach. We saw it with the likes of the great Andy Reid, who coached the Philadelphia Eagles, for so long, had so much success. But eventually the Eagles decided to move on. Andy Reid moved on to Kansas City, got Patrick Mahomes, and the rest is history. So we also just saw within the division, my beloved Baltimore Ravens moving on from John Harbaugh after 18 seasons. So a lot of change in the AFC North. Travis Stefanski is out as a Cleveland Browns head coach as well. Who'd have thought that Zach Taylor would be the remaining coach in the AFC North who still remains?
Man, tell me about it. Are you serious? It's crazy.
That's not something that I predicted, when this whole shakeup was going on, that Zach Taylor would be the last man standing. But nonetheless, we're going to start with Mike Tomlin. Your thoughts, Josh, on this unbelievable head coach who had such an unbelievable run with one of the best organizations in the history of NFL football?
Yeah, so it's tough to see Mike Tomlin, and John Harbaugh not being the coach of their respective teams that they coached for basically since I've been in high school. Like they were coaches of their team, and I was in high school. Like my son wasn't even born. My son will be 14 later on this month. All he knows, think about that. All he knows is John Harbaugh for the Ravens and Mike Tomlin for the Steelers. That's all I know, really. Like I said, because it happened while we were in high school. So definitely a tough situation, but it was time. The Steelers, I'm going to say something that no one wants to say. This Steelers mediocre play, all because this happened with Ben Roethlisberger. It was a year that they started 0-3. Ben Roethlisberger had elbow surgery, and the Steelers they could have tanked. I don't use the word tank, but they could have aligned themselves to get a high draft pick, and they traded their first round pick for Minkah Fitzpatrick. It's funny that they traded the first round pick to Miami. They ended up trading Minkah Fitzpatrick back to Miami. But long story short, the Steelers, in my opinion, they never got over that hump. They were playing, middle of the road quarterback play from the last years of Ben Roethlisberger to Doug Hodges, to Mason Rudolph. They tried Kenny Pickett. They tried Russell Wilson. They tried Justin Fields, and they tried, obviously this season, they tried Aaron Rodgers. So to me, this is a reset for the Steelers. I expect the Steelers to be, if not third in the AFC North next year, last in the AFC North, just because you got to tear it down and build it back up. They have a lot of expiring older players on their team. So I would be Jalen Ramsey probably on the trade market. Jonnu Smith probably be on the trade market. Maybe they might entertain trading TJ Watt. He's probably the best player you can get the biggest bang for your buck for. I don't expect Aaron Rodgers to be back next season. Jonnu Smith is another name I expect to be traded. Cameron Hayward's, I think, 36, 37 years old, so you're probably not going to trade him, probably let him retire his own fruition. But tough day for the Steelers, but it's a much-needed day. Mike Tomlin gets to step away on his own piece, probably go do some TV. And the Steelers get to reload and I wouldn't say reload, they get to rebuild. Hopefully the coach that they hire probably be someone young that can build, they can build up with the team together. So I think it's a win-win situation for the Steelers and Mike Tomlin.
Well said, my friend. I came on here originally ready to unload with some jokes after the Steelers had that bad loss, 30-6 to the Houston Texans in their wild card playoff game. But I have nothing but respect for Mike Tomlin. I do respect the Pittsburgh Steelers for how they are run and how stable of an organization they really are. I know I joke, I laugh and joke. I have a lot of hate, towards that organization because I'm a Raven. We were born to hate the Steelers, but with that hate comes a lot of respect. I respect how they do business. I respect how they took care of Mike Tomlin through all these years and the stability. I respected how they were with Bill Cowher. The stability there and the consistency there. That they're a model that NFL franchises want to look after. They want to live up to that standard or begin to follow that standard that is the Pittsburgh Steelers. So this is, like you said, Mike Tomlin is all that we basically know. Now, I remember Bill Cowher. I'm old enough to remember him. But these two guys, John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin, are just so synonymous with these two storied franchises, especially on the Steelers side, that you can't imagine them not being on the sideline. But the reality is here that they both will not be on their respective sidelines when it comes to the Ravens or the Steelers. And this is different for the Pittsburgh Steelers, as you said. I mean, this is not Bill Cowher to Mike Tomlin. When Mike Tomlin took over, there was still some pieces put together that could still contend in the division, in the conference. Well, now you're looking at a situation where, like, Aaron Rodgers, you don't expect him to be back at 42 years old, going on 43 next season if he were to play. Cam Hayward's older. TJ Watt's getting older. He's gone through some tough injuries already. He just had the lung situation, which is very serious. We're happy that he's even getting to play football again. You trade away Minka Fitzpatrick. You got an older Jalen Ramsey. Just an older roster. You don't know how long they're really going to be able to hold up and how much value they have right now. This would be the time to explore actually doing a reset. For the longest time since the tail end of Ben Roethlisberger's career, a guy who I thought should have retired earlier than he did, they have stayed in the gray area. They're winning too much, and they're not losing enough to get a top-tier quarterback. Now, they had a chance to stabilize that quarterback position to a degree with the lineup we had last year in the draft. Jackson Dart was out there. Shedeur Sanders was out there. Tyler Shuck was out there. The Steelers decided not to take a quarterback in the first round. They decided to go defense and stay with their calling card, which we all know is defense. They ended up drafting Will Howard late in the draft. But how much confidence do you really have that Will Howard is the answer at quarterback for the future? We just don't know right now. Obviously he won a national championship at Ohio State, so he has that pedigree there. But how much do we know about Will Howard? Can he really be the guy for the future? We don't know. And now that the head of the snake, Mike Tomlin, is no longer going to be there, this is uncharted territory for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like it's uncharted territory for the Baltimore Ravens. 18 years with John Harbaugh. Consistency. All most Ravens fans know of this generation is John Harbaugh. They don't know another coach. I remember Brian Billett because, again, I was old enough for those years too. But it's just something that you're not going to get used to right away. Was this the right move? Yes, for both franchises, especially staying with the Steelers here. I thought Mike Tomlin should have won it out a few years back because these fans wanted Mike Tomlin gone because he thought he was the problem. The problem is that the Steelers won too much and they could not get a good quarterback play. So you did just enough to be respectable, 500, maybe get into the playoffs, but you're not losing enough. And looking at this franchise, looking at the projected wins they have from year to year, there's no way that this team should have even sniffed the playoffs for multiple years. The only reason why they got close or sniffed the playoffs was because of Mike Tomlin, but nothing else. Even this year, 25th ranked offense in the NFL, anemic at times. We saw Monday night against the Houston Texans. They could do absolutely nothing. How did they even get there? They had a little bit of help from Tyler Loop and the Ravens. That's a story for another day. But the majority of the season, it was Mike Tomlin coaching this team to overachieve more than they even should have. This team should have maybe won 5-6 games. The year before that, maybe around the same amount of games with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. There was no way that this team, coached by anybody else, would have even slipped the playoffs. That is the greatness of Mike Tomlin. I thought that he should have won it out. I thought that he should have, hey, if you're not going to appreciate what I've done with this sum of parts here, I'll go elsewhere. But he stayed loyal to the franchise. Can't knock him for it. I respect the hell out of Mike Tomlin. I know that he's going to have this pick of NFL teams, even if he takes a year off to do TV. I know he's going to have his pick of the litter when it comes to coaching, because that man knows how to coach football. He knows how to win, and he knows how to maximize whatever talent or lack thereof there is on the football team.
So I wanted to say a couple things. One, Mike Tomlin's success became his ultimate demise because he was winning. He was status quo. He would be slightly above status quo. And that's not same thing for John Harbaugh, status quo. So you never, like, they lucked up and got Lamar Jackson because the league didn't believe. Usually Lamar wouldn't have lasted to the 32nd pick. The Steelers didn't have that luck. You get what I'm saying? So they drafted Kenny Pickett in the 20s, in the teens to the 20s. So they never had that luck of, a generational quarterback falling down to them. They could have drafted Tyler Shuck in the second round. Let's not forget, Tyler Shuck was drafted in the second round by the New Orleans Saints, not the first. So they could have had Tyler Shuck in that round. For me, the criticism of Mike Tomlin not winning the playoff game, I find that ass of 9, ass of 10, ass of 1,000,000. They lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, fine. That's an unacceptable loss because they lost to Blake Bortles. It was 44-41. Every other playoff game, they lost to a better team. Last year, last night they lost to the Houston Texans. If you put the Texans and the Steelers up, the Texans are a better team. Last season, they lost to the Baltimore Ravens. If you put the rosters up, the Ravens had a better roster than the Pittsburgh Steelers. They lost twice to Patrick Mahomes. I guess there's no shame in that. Just ask Josh Allen. They lost to Josh Allen. There's no shame in that. They lost to now he's the best quarterback, but at that point he was the second best quarterback. So these games that they lost, I get they're getting blown out. I get it. And yes, it's time for a change, but I don't put the losses on him. The Steelers aren't talented. I want to shout out my co-host Tim. He was on it. He said that Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh, the loser of that game, would lose their job. I don't think he predicted both would lose their job, but he said the loser would lose their job, and the loser of the game did lose their job. And Mike Tomlin lost his job today, or I shouldn't say lost his job. He stepped down from his job today. So I'm gonna shout out my brother Tim.
Yep, I said the same thing. I didn't think they both would be gone, but I did think the loser of that game just because of the magnitude and how both of these teams started. You talk about the Steelers getting off to a 5-1 start. The division is theirs. There's no way that the Ravens should even have had a shot to get the AFC North title, but they allowed that to happen. And on the Ravens side, you start 1-5, even though Lamar Jackson was injured. You've been anemic coaching. It was too many anemic coaching jobs, blown double-digit fourth quarter leads, and just overall just inept coaching. Quite frankly.
Let me say this. I think, yes, we have to look at coaches, but these are the players not executing. It's not all on the coaches. That's my thing. Like when you guys watch the episode of Highly Opinionated this week, you'll see me and my great brother Tim. We go at it about his Eagles, bro. You can blame a coach. I'm not saying that every coach is great. I'm not saying that at all. But bro, after 15 seconds, the play call, the coordinator's not there no more. It's you. You're the guy that's there. You're the player. So for me, at the end of the day, like, yes, we can blame coaches. I'm with blaming coaches when you're not doing your job. But I'm not just going to fully blame you. I got to blame the players out there who are not executing the coach's plan. Because the coach is not saying go out there and leave somebody, unaccounted for. What they're saying is, hey, man, go do your job. And for whatever reason, it's not transmitting from what the coach is saying to the field. So I don't put everything on Harbaugh. I don't put everything on Tom. I don't put everything on an offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator. Some is on the players, some is on the coaches. The coaches are the easiest to get rid of because you can fire them. It's easier to replace a coach than it is to replace, 53 guys or 30 guys or your most important guy. So we got to look at these players too, man. Like, damn, we can't just always blame the coach. You know what I'm saying?
At the end of the day, the players got to play the game, and sometimes it's about the game comes down to who's got the better players versus who has the better players. Most of the time, it's the players over the plays. So I definitely give you that. Owner Steve Bisciotti of the Baltimore Ravens sat with Eric DeCosta and recently had a press conference regarding the firing of John Harbaugh. And during that press conference, he then got word of Mike Tomlin, stepping down from the Steelers. Here's his reaction right here. Take a listen.
Is it official?
That's what I keep hearing. So, is he a candidate here?
Holy shit, Mike! Wouldn't that be awesome? Only if John takes the Pittsburgh job. Wow, wouldn't that be interesting? I don't know, that thing last week maybe disqualified him from my opening after our kicker missed a kick to let them advance. Good for Mike. Yeah, I don't know. Talk to him. I love Mike. I mean, I've admired Mike for 18 years, and that's really shocking that he did it that way. But
that was on Ravens owner Steve Bisciotti, pretty candid about hearing the news of Mike Tomlin stepping down, and you just right there is the Ravens Steelers in a nutshell. Yeah, there's real hate there, but there's also a lot of respect between the two organizations. Steve Bisciotti just talked about how he admires Mike Tomlin. Is congratulating him for like just an amazing 19-year run. But shifting gears a little bit to John Harbaugh. We've heard details about what's come out. How he got
before you go to Harbaugh, I got a question for you. So, Mike Tomlin's a free agent. If you're the Baltimore Ravens, do you put that phone call into Mike Tomlin just to see what it is? Now, before you answer the question, let me say this: Adam Schefter has reported that Mike Tomlin's taking a year off. So I will obviously let's put that out there. We think he'll be on TV, and actually, I think the perfect spot for him on TV would be CBS. Matt Ryan left that TV gig to go to be the president of Atlanta. CBS that's open. Just saying. So he could be right up there, but it could be Steelers royalty up there with him and Bill Cowher up there on their pregame show. So that's something to keep an eye out on. But again, let's just live in a fantasy world that Mike Tomlin, would not fantasy world, but let's say the Ravens call. Let's say if you're Steve Bisciotti, even though he said he wants to take the year off, would you still make that phone call?
It would be really strange. Anybody who watches enough football knows that Mike Tomlin knows what the hell he's talking about, and knows that this man can coach football. So to me, it's a no-brainer. I have zero problem with that. If you make the phone call, I don't give a damn that he used to be a Steelers coach. That man knows how to coach and win games. So that's what I need. I don't care where you came from. If you know how to coach and you can win us a championship, come on over. I mean, we're seeing a bunch of former Ravens going to the Steelers organization anyway as players. So why not the coach? Now, that would be batshit crazy if John Harbaugh were to take the Steelers job and then we end up getting Mike Tomlin. We're living in a parallel alternate universe if that happens. But you're asking me like if I got a chance to get Mike Tomlin as my coach, absolutely. I have no problem with that. Make that call. But like you said, looks like he's probably going to take a year off to do some TV. Good for him. I mean, 19 years, man. I mean, it's a hell of a long time to be working 80 hours a week, just stressing yourself week after week. Off-season draft, off-season workouts, free agency. That's a lot to deal with every single year. This man deserves a vacation. So does John Harbaugh. I mean, the reports that I've gotten, while listening to Steve Bisciotti's press conference, John Harbaugh doesn't want to take any time off. He's ready to go. He wants to coach next season, and I can see he's got his pick of the litter. John Harbaugh, again, he's earned that cachet to have his pick of who he wants to coach and what organization he wants to join with. So, but the details of the firing came out. It said that there were some players that Steve Bisciotti had talked to, and he alluded to that. He said he got on the phone with Lamar Jackson, got on the phone with the veteran players that have been there longest to hear their opinions on how things need to change. But he said himself that he was pretty set in his decision that next Monday morning when he slept on it and prayed on it. He was pretty set on what he wanted to do, but he still wanted to hear the opinion of the players. Now, there's some reports saying that, he called him by phone, and I personally didn't think that John Harbaugh deserved that, being fired over the phone. But he did give context. He said that he called Harbaugh to have him come into the office to speak. Harbaugh was the one that said, you don't have to call me into the office. You can give it to me straight over the phone. This is what Steve Bisciotti said. I have no reason to call this man a liar. This is what he said that John Harbaugh said to him. And it was a very, calming conversation. In fact, Steve Bisciotti himself said that he needed to be consoled because it was hard for him to do that. And I get it. You spend all this time, I'm talking 2 decades, guys. Like, you spend damn near 2 decades with a guy, winning all the successes you've had, all the moments you've had, all the tough times you've had together. You become a family. So when you, and the Steelers are dealing with that right now too, you become a family. So when you break that off, it's not easy. It's really hard to do that. So one of the tough, if I'm an owner, if I'm in that position, that's a tough ass decision for me to make. Like, it's not easy. So I commend Steve Bisciotti for at least trying to be as respectful and as pleasant as he can with John Harbaugh. I think he absolutely deserved that. As far as, what may have been said in the locker rooms about Harbaugh, there's a lot of stuff being floated around. The Baltimore Sun, don't get me started with these guys, floating a whole bunch of stuff around about how Lamar hates Harbaugh or how he's not feeling Todd Monken. Steve Bisciotti went ahead and said that, hey, I spoke to Lamar about all of that. Everything they've been saying is false. He had no problem with John Harbaugh. He had no problem with Todd Monken. Could things have been better? Sure, absolutely. Nothing. It wasn't perfect. Things could have been better. More words could have been said. Sure. But all this notion of bad blood and not listening to the coach, falling asleep in film sessions, this stuff that doesn't even make sense to me continues to float around. And of course, there's idiots out here who believe that. I never did. But your reaction to the Ravens side of this all, like with John Harbaugh, do you think do you think firing him was the right decision? And who do you believe is the perfect candidate to replace John Harbaugh?
Oh, man.
Loaded question.
That's a tough one. I'll give multiple candidates for that. I wanted to comment on something that you said that I actually disagree with. I don't think Lamar Jackson hated Harbaugh, but I'm gonna say this: if Lamar Jackson wanted John Harbaugh to be his coach, he would be the coach.
Fair.
So I truly believe that. So I don't think Lamar hated Harbaugh, but I think with Lamar and some of the players in the locker room, the message got a little stale. So in that round, then it was the right decision to make. For me, I'm just very weary, and I think it's very dangerous to get rid of leaders of men, which Mike Tomlin was in Pittsburgh and John Harbaugh was in Baltimore. So I'm really interested to see who the Ravens hire as their next head coach. The candidates that I will be looking at Clint Kubiak, offensive coordinator from the Seattle Seahawks. I would be looking at Mike Tomlin, Pittsburgh Steelers head coach. I should have put Mike Tomlin first. Mike Tomlin, Seattle offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak. I would be looking at Brian Flores, defensive coordinator from the Minnesota Vikings. I would be looking at Anthony Weaver, defensive coordinator from the Miami Dolphins. And I would be looking at an offensive guy. I know a lot of people might not like this name, but if he can get the right defensive coordinator, because I saw what he did in Cleveland, I would look at Kevin Stefanski. So those would be my wish list guys for the Ravens.
I was with you on everything except Kevin Stefanski. I just I'm not really sold on Stefanski. I get it. Guy has a good offensive background. Has a pedigree there. I just don't think, and just in my personal opinion, I like Jim Schwartz. If we're going to take somebody from Cleveland, I would love to have Jim Schwartz. I mean, this guy understands like how to play defense. He would get the Baltimore Ravens back to playing Baltimore Ravens type defense. I have not been a fan. I've tried to hold on with Zach Orr, but I have hated how Zach Orr has played this defense for the past few years. I've hated his men for a few years. It's too conservative and soft. It's coverage based. But as we've learned over the past couple of years, if you can't get to the quarterback, if you don't strike the fear of God in your front seven, your secondary is going to get torched. It doesn't matter how good they are, because the quarterback has an abundance of time to play football, and no secondary can hold up forever. And that's all that we saw these past few years with this Ravens defense. Didn't make a lot of sense, but maybe we'll see this. And we've had this conversation, man. I've said this before. This is the most pivotal, vital offseason in the history of this Ravens franchise. They have to get this hire correct. The head coach, the OC, and the DC. They got to get it right.
I wouldn't even just limit it to the hires. I think they have to get the offseason right.
Just because you have roster construction, all that. Yep.
Roster construction, draft, free agency, trades, etc. Like, you got to get all that right because it's a new regime. So when you have when you, like, for example, I'm just gonna go back to the Belichick Patriots. When Belichick was the coach of the Patriots, as a free agent or when you traded in there, you knew what to expect. Right now we don't know who the coach is, so we don't know what to expect. You get what I'm saying? Like, we don't know, is this coach going to be I don't want to call him a hard ass, but are they going to be on the Bill Parcells type of line, or are they going to be more of a Wade Phillips type of players coach? So gotta wait for the hire. I think the teams that are open, if I'm speaking of the teams that are open, if I'm John Harbaugh, I'm looking at the New York Giants, I'm looking at the Tennessee Titans. But let me say this. If the Atlanta Falcons hire the right coach, that NFC South is theirs. And y'all know how I don't know. I don't know if y'all know, but I'm a Tampa Bay Baker Mayfield fan. The South would be the Falcons. If they hired the right coach, I think Harbaugh would be the right coach. I think the Falcons' job should be appealing to others just because of this. You're in the weakest division in the NFL. And you can win that division at 8-9. You can win that division at 9-8. you can bet. And then if you're really, really good, you can be the number 1 seed because you have an easier division. It's the easiest division, in my opinion, in the NFL. Well, that in the AFC South, but let's say the NFC South for now because the NFC South when it was 8-9. But that Falcons job is a sleeping giant to me. If they hire the right coach and get the right personnel, decide on the quarterback position. If I was them, I would re-sign Kirk Cousins. That's just me. I would do that. And then you got that talent that they got. They can re-sign Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Bijan. Come on, man. I think
you got the second best player. You got maybe the best player outside of Christian McCaffrey, non-quarterback wise, and Bijan Robinson. That's an attractive job.
Yeah.
You don't have to sell me on much else after that. I got Bijan Robinson in the backfield. Yeah, that's a good job for me.
Yeah.
So Jay, we're going to move on. Like we had a crazy wild card weekend. First of all, I want to say something real quick. So all these idiots out here saying that the Kansas City Chiefs not being in the playoffs means that the playoffs are going to suck. It's going to be boring. Like no one's going to want to watch it. How stupid do you look right now, even saying that? It was some of the most fun football weekends that I've had in a while. I mean, every game ended up being just more than I expected. I mean, I didn't expect Rams, Carolina, Chicago, Green Bay to have those kind of fireworks, and that just kicked off the weekend. Then we had what we saw on Sunday, leading up right into Monday. But we're going to start with the LA Rams at Carolina. Rams ended up winning that game 34-31 over the Carolina Panthers, ending their season. Matthew Stafford, the leading candidate for the MVP. I think he should be MVP this year. 24-42 for 304 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Kyron Williams led the backfield, 13 carries, 57 yards. Puka Nacua had a touchdown on the ground, but also led in receiving with 10 catches, 111 yards, and had a touchdown through the air. On the other side, Bryce Young finished 21-40 for 264 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Chuba Hubbard led the backfield, 13 carries, 46 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Jalen Coker had a coming out party with 9 catches, 134 yards, and a touchdown catch. And McMillan, their explosive rookie, had 5 catches for 81 yards. Ended up being just a really entertaining game. Rams come away with it. Josh, I'm going to let you start off, man. Your reaction from that game.
Rams survived in advance. Watching the game, I'm looking at teams' weakest link now in the playoffs. That Rams secondary leaves a lot to be desired. And against the wrong matchup, they can be sent home early.
Absolutely.
On the show, on Highly Opinionated, me and Tim talked about the Rams and the Bears. I'm going to do a little bit of foreshadowing for that game. I expect that to be a high-scoring game just because both defenses, again, leave a lot to be desired. So watching the Rams against Carolina, if I'm a Bears fan, I would feel very good about the 3.5 because I think it'll be a closer game. I think it'll be the last person who gets the ball, last scores, wins the game. But Rams found a way to survive in advance. I'm not gonna give credit to Carolina. I mean, I don't want to say it in a negative way, but I'm not gonna give credit to Carolina for playing a good game. Like you're supposed to do that in the playoffs. I saw Carolina picked up Bryce Young's option. I like Bryce Young. Went to the University of Alabama. I'm a fan of the University of Alabama, especially the football team, transitioning from Nick Saban to Kalen DeBoer. But I think Carolina should be looking for their next quarterback because I just don't think Bryce Young will be their quarterback in the future. They picked up the 5th-year option. I don't think they should sign him to a lucrative deal. I think they should be in the market for their quarterback. So shout out to the Rams, survived in advance, and look forward to seeing them playing Sunday at 6:30 on NBC against the Chicago Bears.
I agree with you there. Matthew Stafford, when it was time to be the MVP, he stepped up and did it. It did not look great for most of the game. When Carolina turned the pressure up on defense, you just felt like the Rams were reeling a little bit and that this was Carolina's game to have. But Matthew Stafford made the plays. And at the end of the day, we just got finished talking about it. It's about the players, not just the plays. And the players on the Rams made more plays. Puka Nacua, unstoppable, could not be defended. Matthew Stafford, the MVP front runner, is showing why he should have MVP this year. Go on.
Yeah, let me just say these 2 things. One, I agree with you. Matthew Stafford should be the MVP. When me and Tim do our awards, Matthew Stafford will be my MVP. I'm just gonna say this again. Get back to the coaches and players thing. Hey, bro, it's funny. Sean McVay called the same plays he called for Jared Goff for Matthew Stafford. One makes plays, one is different. Just funny how that works, right? A coach can call whatever you want to call, bro. But if you don't have the right players to execute and players ain't doing their job, bro, you could call XYZ 1, 2, 3, baby, see you later. She ain't gonna see you later. You feel me? Because everybody not executing their jobs. So I'm just saying again. I'm glad you brought up Sean McVay. I'm glad you brought that up because again, Sean McVay had Jared Goff. He traded Jared Goff for Matthew Stafford. Why? It wasn't Jared Goff was a bad play. He wanted somebody to elevate. A coach can only do but so much, bro. Like I said, that walkie-talkie, that coach stopped talking in 15 seconds. 15 seconds on that play clock. That coach blank. He ain't saying nothing. So it's on the players at that point.
And as the years have gone on since Goff has been in Detroit, we're seeing games and points in the season where it's like, that's why they did it. That's why they did it. You just see it. You don't even have to have a lot of words. You just watch them and then you see that's why they did it. It's not that Jared Goff isn't a great quarterback. He's played great, but look what happened. Look what happened when Ben Johnson left Detroit all of a sudden.
Offense took a dive.
So now the thought is going to be out there where you're just a Ben Johnson merchant. I'm not saying that's what Jared Goff is. I think Jared Goff has been a very serviceable. When he first got there, I thought he'd be left for dead. I thought he was a bridge quarterback. They were going to just suck for the next couple of years and get a superstar. But Jared Goff took the reins and really turned that city around and gave them hope that the Detroit Lions are actually worth watching on football. I used to hate watching them on Thanksgiving because, we got to watch the Lions again. Like, it's not the case anymore. And a lot of that has to do with Jared Goff. But you see those moments in those critical games, playoffs or games to get into playoffs. That's why they traded him. Not a lot to be said there. That following that game, you just alluded to a little bit, the Chicago Bears, my God, somehow pull off Caleb magic once again and come back and beat the Green Bay Packers 31-27. Jordan Love, 24 of 46 for 323 yards, had 4 touchdowns. QBR of 80.3. On the ground, Josh Jacobs led the way with 19 carries and 55 yards. Through the air, Romeo Dobbs, 8 catches, 124 yards, 1 touchdown. Matthew Golden had a coming-out party himself. The rookie had his first touchdown of the season. 4 catches, 84 yards, and that 1 touchdown. Jaden Reed caught another one, and so did Christian Watson earlier in that game. On the other side, the aforementioned Caleb Williams. It didn't look great for most of the game, but he finished with 24 of 8 of 48 passing, 361 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. On the ground, DeAndre Swift, 13 carries, 54 yards for a touchdown. Through the air, Colston Loveland, the young tight end rookie from Michigan, 8 catches, 137 yards. DJ Moore with 6 catches and 64 yards. He gets hurt. 1 touchdown. And Zacchaeus with his 1 8-yard touchdown pass from Caleb Williams. How did we get here? How did Chicago manage to come back and win this football game? Real quick, I want to say this on my end. Green Bay Packers did everything they could to help Chicago win this game. Let's call it what it is. They stopped running the football. They stopped being smart with the football. And it was only a matter of time. And defensively, they just stopped. Honestly, look, I give credit to Caleb Williams. I give credit to Ben Johnson. It was hilarious watching that coaching handshake at the end of the game. The freeze frame was hilarious. I get all that. Good for Chicago. It's been a long time since these fans have had something to really celebrate. But, man, Green Bay did everything they could to help these guys win. That's all I got to say about that.
That handshake was so funny. Like he was like running, and then he was like, you could tell he was about to curl up right off on him. That was hilarious.
What was funny is that a couple weeks up in week 14, they showed that Matt LaFleur kind of did the same thing when Green Bay beat Chicago. It was kind of like the same kind of vibes and everything there. So it feels like Ben Johnson remembered that and kind of came back in the playoffs and did the same thing to him. So I love the banter. I love the hate. I love that he said F the Packers in the locker room. That's a rivalry. That's what I'm talking about. It ain't just the players, ain't just the fans. The coaches got to get involved too. That makes a rivalry. That makes must-see TV. I give no credence. I mean, no kind of ill will towards Ben Johnson for what he did. That's real football. That's not fake. That's a rivalry. That's a dude that's bought in. That's a dude that's passionate about his team.
Absolutely. No, why do we see in college sports? Obviously, I'm a Duke fan, so Duke and Carolina. I feel like that's the best college basketball rivalry in the game. You see that. But we're going extra hard. We playing you. Like, we know each other. You feel me? So all rivalries are good in sports. Enough of the, hugging and kissing and holding each other.
Yeah.
Let's just play ball. You feel me? There's nothing wrong with that. My point on the Bears, twofold. If you play the Bears, you have to kill the Bears. If you don't, they will eat their prey. And you are their prey. If you don't kill them, they're going to come. They're going to find. You're going to let them. They're going to find a way to hang around in the game. It was 26-14 with 6 minutes left. You think like, bro, this game over. 26-14 with 6 minutes left, and the Bears found a way to win. And for the Packers, this is probably one of the most gut-wrenching losses ever. And this is the reason why. You played this team 3 times. You would think on the third time, as they say, third time's a charm. You would think on the third time, I know what they're gonna do. They know what we're gonna do. Okay, fine. You can't stop everything, but you would think you would know, like, man, we gotta kill these guys, and you let them still come. You still let them. You still playing with your food, ladies and gentlemen. Don't play with your food. Don't play with it. Because if you play with your food, somebody gonna eat it. An animal, a human, whatever. Something or someone gonna eat that food. Don't play with your food. The Packers play with their food, and that's why they asked to sitting at home right in Green Bay, Wisconsin, or Cancun. I know damn well they ain't in Green Bay in January. They got the hell out of Wisconsin. So they're in Cancun, Florida, California, wherever the hell they are. Wherever it's sunny and nice at, that's where the Green Bay players are after they cleaned out their locker the other day. So for me, you can't play with your food. Green Bay play with their food, and that's why they sent home. Shout out to the Bears. Again, shameless plug, the highly opinionated. I've been ever since when the Bears beat the Commanders on Monday Night Football. I thought it was what happened. The Commanders last season, when the Commanders beat the Bears on that Sunday afternoon game, Jim Nash, Tony Romo, the Hail Mary from Jaden Daniels when they caught the pass, that changed the trajectory of the Chicago Bears. That changed the trajectory of the Commanders season and the Bears season. When the Bears defeated the Commanders on Monday Night Football this year, 25-24, that changed the trajectory of the Bears season because now they believe. I don't care what I think of Washington. That's an NFL team. They went on the road to defeat the Washington Commanders, and since then, they've been flying high.
The Chicago Bears of this year's Washington Commanders, a young quarterback who's finding his stride. Everyone was ready to say he's a bust. Jaden Daniels should have been the number one pick. Look at him now. And now Chicago, you're right, they believe. And give me a reason why I shouldn't be confident with them going against the LA Rams. We just talked about it. That secondary is leaky. There's plays to be made. Do not sleep on the Chicago Bears. They won the NFC North for a reason. When people slept on them to win the North, it was like, oh, there's no way that can happen. They won the NFC North. Oh, there's nowhere to beat the Green Bay Packers. And again, they did it. So
I picked the
Packers.
I picked the Packers to beat the Bears. One of the worst regrets I ever had because I like the Bears all season. I just think it would be hard for them to beat them twice in a row. And they beat them in the same way. They beat them the same way both times, down, and then come back from behind. You like, bro, like, what are we doing here? Matt LaFleur, I don't think Matt LaFleur should be on the hot seat. I don't believe that at all. Things happen. He didn't have his best run stopper, defensive tackle, and Wyatt, and he didn't have Micah Parsons. Let me just say this. The Packers, without Micah Parsons, they lost every game.
0-5.
0-5 without Micah Parsons. So, I mean, I don't know, bro. The second or third best defensive player in the NFL kind of matters, wouldn't you think? So.
Absolutely. Moving into the Sunday slate, guys. The Buffalo Bills against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Bills, as I predicted, in dramatic fashion, came up victorious. Josh Allen, the reigning MVP, 28 of 35, 273 through the air, 1 touchdown, 2 rushing touchdowns on the ground. James Cook led the way with 15 carries and 46 yards on the ground. Khalil Shakir through the air, 12 catches, 82 yards. On the other side, Trevor Lawrence, 18 of 30, 207, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Travis Etienne, 10 carries, 67 yards for no touchdowns, but also added through the air, 5 catches, 49 yards, and a touchdown pass from Travis Etienne. Parker Washington also had 7 catches for 107 and caught a touchdown pass. Real quick, Josh, I'm going to go first on this. This game ended the way I predicted. Everyone was talking about Jacksonville, and everything. And look, I'll be very candid with you. I've said some things about Trevor Lawrence over the season, saying how he's the most overrated quarterback out of the past 5 years. And I was called racist for it. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was called racist for criticizing Trevor Lawrence. Now, the idiot who decided to do that, he's not important. But the fact that I even took a shot at Trevor Lawrence, how dare I? Now, with that being said, Trevor Lawrence has played tremendous football this season. He had a really good season in the regular season. That don't mean I believed in him in the playoffs. So when the playoffs got here, I was like, let's see if this really is Trevor Lawrence. But you know what happened? He went right back to the guy I thought he was. Because as soon as Josh Allen made that play to Brandon Cooks, I believe it was like a 40-yard pass as he was getting hit. Josh Allen, amazing quarterback, probably the best in the league. After the Bills scored, I said, you know what? Yeah, I mean, after that play, I said, look, the Bills are going to score a touchdown. Trevor Lawrence is going to throw an interception, and this game's going to be over. I said that 3 times. Now, you and I have had this conversation off air. If the pass is in the receiver's hands, you believe he should come down with it. I thought the pass was high, and it was hard for Jacoby Myers to get that. Tip ball, interception, ball game over. And it didn't shock me. I was sitting right next to my dad. We were at my grandma's house celebrating her 87th birthday. Happy late birthday, Grandma. I love you. We sat there and watched this game, and I said, Dad, Trevor Lawrence is going to turn the ball over. The game's going to be over. He's like, no, man, Jacksonville. He's going to turn the ball over. Because look, after a while, when you watch a guy, you just know. Somehow he's going to do something to screw it up. Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, some of these guys that people have been saying. People have been telling me all this stuff about these guys out there, this generational talent. They these superstar quarterbacks that are so much better than other certain quarterbacks. And in the end, they do the same thing. They keep showing me something that I knew.
Oh, nah. They don't do the same thing. Those other people win. Trevor Lawrence has one playoff win, and I know we're not talking about this team.
Not yet. We'll get into that in a minute. But I mean, Trevor Lawrence.
Justin Herbert got as many passing touchdowns in the playoffs as Jawan Jennings. I'm gonna just leave that there.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jawan Jennings plays wide receiver for the 49ers, by the way. He doesn't play quarterback. So that's something we'll get into in a minute. But sticking with this game, that's Trevor Lawrence that I know. He's talented. He can play. He deserves his money to a degree. But when it comes down to these moments, he ain't the guy. I'm sorry. I don't know what more evidence you need. You already played the excuse, well, it's the coach. Let's get rid of Urban Meyer. Let's bring in Doug Peterson. That'll fix everything. Trevor Lawrence is great. Got rid of Doug Peterson because that didn't work. He didn't have enough weapons. Let's get Brian Thomas Jr. Let's get Jacoby Myers. Let's grab Travis Hunter. Let's get Travis Etienne back. Let's sign Tootin. Let's get Strange at tight end. That'll fix it. And the Jacksonville Jaguars were having a very good season. Trevor Lawrence was playing great, but it didn't explain the playoff woes. Once again, we have another example of why I believe Trevor Lawrence is overrated. Is he still a good quarterback? Absolutely. But the way that you guys have, a lot of people, not saying you, Josh, a lot of people have had this man on a pedestal over certain quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. You guys actually have them in the same breath as these guys. Needs to stop because Sunday was further evidence that I was right the whole time. Floor is yours, bro.
Whoever has Trevor Lawrence in the same conversation as Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, they should stop. Nah, that's good. They can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. You can smoke all you want to. They should be drug tested for harsher drugs because that's just not reality. Let me say this about Trevor Lawrence. I'm a Trevor Lawrence fan. I like what Liam Cohen did. Liam Cohen rejuvenated Trevor Lawrence, in my opinion, in Jacksonville this season. Yes. You talk about the second interception. I want to talk about the first interception. The first interception was worse than the second one. Yes, the ball was high on the second interception, but the first interception to Thompson, he literally was staring down Thompson. Thompson jumped into the zone, was standing in the zone and snatched the ball out there. So I thought the first interception was bad. I'm not going to kill him for the second one. Again, I like Trevor Lawrence. I don't think he's overrated. I think he was overhyped. Overrated and overhyped are two different things to me. I think he was overhyped. So I think that should be. I think that should be the statement going on for Trevor Lawrence. I'm looking forward to see what jumps Trevor Lawrence can take in the Liam Cohen offense next season. Boy, I miss Liam Cohen in Tampa Bay. Boy, you have no idea how much I miss him in Tampa. Lord have mercy. So I think Jacksonville will be better next season with second year under the offense with Trevor and Liam. Get weapons back. Travis Hunter missed majority of the season, so they'll get him back. So I think Jacksonville will be better. The Buffalo Bills. I picked Jacksonville to win this game. You made a statement. You said Josh Allen is probably the best quarterback in the NFL. Ain't no damn probably. Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the league. Ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it. I don't care if they win the Super Bowl. I don't care. If they lose, it's going to be on his hands. So, yes, we can criticize. We can analyze that. That's fine. But he is the best quarterback in the NFL. Last season, I know this has nothing to do with last season. I took a lot of heat for picking Josh Allen to be the MVP over Lamar Jackson. I wanted people to realize that my vote is not actually real. That's just what I thought who should win the MVP. So, because I was getting a lot of hate over that. But Josh Allen proved this year he's the best quarterback in the NFL. Dealing with I would say, other than James Cook, the least talented pool of weapons of any of the main quarterbacks have. He's doing well with that. They lost the division, but I think if the Bills played the Patriots again, I think the Bills will win that game. So the Bills rolled Josh Allen, they rolled 17, and I think they can probably ride 17 all the way to the Super Bowl.
I think Josh Allen's. I'm going to be the guy that says he's still one of the best. I'm still. You give me a healthy Patrick Mahomes or a healthy Lamar Jackson, I will raise you those guys versus a healthy Josh Allen. I'm not saying that Josh Allen isn't phenomenal. He is phenomenal. There's no denying that. That's just how I feel about the game. I would say this: Josh Allen better get to the Super Bowl. I don't give a damn who is in the way at this point. You're telling me that Trevor Lawrence, Bo Nix, Drake May, and C.J. Stroud are in your way now? No, I'm sorry. Because Josh Allen, you are as great as everyone says you are. You are great. Lamar Jackson is not in these playoffs. Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, they are not in these playoffs in the AFC. I don't give a damn about the roster. You the best player in the world. Go to the Super Bowl. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I don't think that's a fair assumption for the best player in the world. It was times when people thought LeBron was the best player in the NBA. They didn't get to the finals. The best player in the NBA, the best player in the world, didn't make the finals last year, in my opinion. So I think Nikola Jokic is the best player in the NBA. So I just feel like we can say that, but it's about the team, and they play a hell of a team, especially a hell of a defense. They probably play arguably, other than the Texans, the Broncos, the Texans and Broncos are right there with each other as the best defenses left. So if they lost to one of them, I don't think it's an indictment against Josh Allen because they lose to a better overall team. Yes. Should he get to the Super Bowl? Yes. But we've seen crazier things happen. I don't think it's a referendum against Josh Allen about how good he is. You just ran into a better team. That's all.
No. I mean, I can't agree with you there, man. If we're going to hold to the same standard as other quarterbacks, we might as well just have the same expectations, in my opinion. I'm saying this because Josh Allen is that good. I am not just saying that he's not good. He is that good. That's why I'm holding these expectations to him. So I don't want to hear anything about Bo Nix. I don't want to hear anything about a Broncos defense, or Jacksonville defense, or Houston defense, or Patriots. You are the best player in the game. Everyone keeps telling me that. Go take your team to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying they'll win. I think they will get to the Super Bowl. I actually picked them to begin this playoffs because of Josh Allen. That's why. So Go get it done. Since you're supposed to be the best player in the game, you're in the conversation with the best quarterbacks in the game. People are telling me that you're better than those guys. Go get it done. That's all I'm saying. And I say this because you are that good, Josh Allen, not because you're not. Moving on to the second game.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you on that. Like, he should get it done. I just don't think it should be a rough. Let's see how the game play out if they lost to Denver, New England, or the Texans. Let's just see how that played out. Like, for example, if Trevor, I'll give you an example. Let's say I use this perfect example. It was a minute left, right? The Bills went up. They went up. Was it 27-24? Because they won the game 27-24, right? Let's say with a minute left, Trevor Lawrence came down and scored. Then what? You see what I'm saying? Like, so now I can't blame Josh Allen for that. That's a defensive problem. So all I'm saying, let's just see how the game play out, and then we can go at it from there and be like, okay, we can go at it from there. But without saying that and just saying he lost, like, yeah, I gotta see how it play out. That's all. If he's held to 10 points, then yeah, I can criticize him. But if it's 27, if he put his team up with a minute and 15 seconds left and the defense don't hold their end of the bargain, I can't blame him for that.
I'm sorry. Lamar Jackson doesn't get that pass. Joe Burrow wouldn't get that pass. Patrick Mahomes ain't getting that pass. I ain't giving it to Josh Allen. That's just me. I can't.
Okay, I got you.
I've heard from everything that I hear, like he's the best player in the game. I can't give him that pass. You gotta go win the game. I don't want to hear anything about how it went. The fact of the matter is, did you win? Did you lose? That's the second game of the Sunday slate. Again, an amazing wild card weekend. The San Francisco 49ers go into Philadelphia. I did not see this coming. With an injured roster that the 49ers have dealt with all season long, the elite coaching of Kyle Shanahan. Again, I mentioned coaching because coaching does matter. Niners go into Philly and win 23-19 and take out the defending champion Philadelphia Eagles. Brock Purdy, 18-31, 262 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Juwan Jennings chipped in with that 29-yard touchdown pass to Christian McCaffrey, who had 15 carries for 48 yards on the ground, but had another 6 catches and 66 yards receiving. Demarcus Robinson broke out for 6 catches, 111 yards, and a touchdown. On the other side of the Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Hurts, 20-35, 168 for 1 touchdown. Saquon Barkley, 26 carries, 106 yards on the ground. Devontae Smith, 8 catches, 70 yards. Noticeably, Dallas Goedert also had a rushing touchdown and also a receiving touchdown. A.J. Brown, the guy who has been crying and complaining about getting touches, getting passes thrown his way. 3 catches, 25 yards, 3 dropped passes. Your thoughts on this game, my friend?
My thoughts on this game is layered. First of all, let me check my notes real quick. So, John, you came on Highly Opinionated episode 48. That was our NFL preview show. And during that show, I made a statement. I made a lot of statements during that show, but I made the one statement that I felt like was the most accurate during the NFL season. I said that the Eagles would be a good team. They lost a lot of players from Milton Williams, Darius Slay, Mike McCobb back then. They lost the offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, who's now the head coach with the New Orleans Saints. And I told you, I said to you and Tim, we're all doing the show together, and I said the Eagles would be a good team. They would blame the offensive coordinator for offensive struggles. And you feel me that, like we've seen this movie before. I referenced the team 2 years ago that started out 10-1, and then everyone saw them decline, and everyone thought that they would lose in the wild card round. That year they played Tampa Bay and they lost at Tampa. And I felt like that played out to a T. Let me say this. I am not a Kevin what's his name? Kevin Pakula. Kevin Pakula.
Patullo, yeah.
I'm not Patula, I'm sorry. Kevin Patula. I'm not a Kevin Patula fan. In fact, the Eagles fired Kevin Patula today as the offensive coordinator. He might remain on the staff, but they'll be looking for another offensive coordinator. So I'm not surprised that happened, because that kind of is what happened in Philly. They have a good year, they lose the coordinator, struggles, have a good year. When I say good year, Super Bowl year, try to get that's been their MO the past like 4 to 5 seasons. For me, I don't think Kevin Patula was a great offensive coordinator. Offensive coordinator. I don't think he was a great offensive coordinator at all. But again, I want to put some emphasis on the players. I want to put some emphasis on the coach who hired Kevin Patula, which is Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni has an offensive background. So why are you not calling plays? Like, bro, what are you doing on this end? You have an offensive background. It's not like you're a defensive coach or a special teams coach like Harbaugh was. And then I want to blame the players. When Kevin Patula did call plays, and they were working, A.J. Brown dropped the ball. Jalen Hurts threw the ball out of bounds. Devontae Smith not doing what he's supposed to be doing. Philadelphia's best offensive weapon this whole year has been Dallas Goedert. If everybody want to keep it a buck, it's been Dallas Goedert. He's been their best offensive weapon. So we need to blame the players as well. I'm not blaming the players as much as I'm blaming the coaches. I'm not. But the players, when the offensive coordinator did call the right plays, they're not executing. They're not. I also, for my blame, I blame 60% on the head coach, 30% on the offensive coordinator, and 10% on the quarterback. Quarterback's a Super Bowl MVP. The quarterback is not somebody who just clocks into work. Hey, man, I'm here at 7 o'clock. Hey, man, I'm clocking out at 3. Y'all not going to get me with that, because that's BS, and everybody know that. The quarterback can have some say into what's going on. The quarterback didn't run as much as he did last season. Yes, the quarterback had great stats, but he didn't play as well as they played last season. Why? Because the quarterback needs a run game. If you take away the run game, now you make Jalen Hurts beat you from standing behind the pocket. He's not as effective as he would be if he has an effective run game. So to me, I'm just not going to blame one guy, bro. The Eagles fired the offensive coordinator, hip hip hooray, celebration. That's great. Hallelujah. There's a God. But what happens next year when we're in the same position? Because we possibly could be in the same position next year. Because this is another offensive system that Jalen Hurts has to learn. So that's my thoughts on the Eagles. I want to give a shout out to Kyle Shanahan. Ain't no excuses over there. Them guys play with who they got. They were down to their 5th, 6th, and 7th string linebackers. Guys who weren't even on the team a couple weeks ago, they found a way to win. Shout out to Kyle Shanahan. Shout out to Brock Purdy for finding a way to making a way. He had 2 costly interceptions, but he still was attacking the middle of the field. The linebackers of the Eagles, if you watch the game, hey, John, which San Francisco attacked? They attacked the part of the field that the linebackers of the Eagles were supposed to be in, right? The middle of the field, right? Oh, okay. Just saying. So, again, man, shout out to Kyle Shanahan. Shout out to what they did. Going to Philadelphia and getting an unlikely win. No excuses for those guys. You play with what you got, and they found a way to win with what they had. So.
Kyle Shanahan continues to show why he's one of the best coaches in the game. Has been elite since he stepped into the role. Real quick, I want to give my prayers to George Kittle. Left the game with a torn Achilles. That sucks. George Kittle is if you're just a football fan, George Kittle is one of the best guys in the NFL. He's easy to like, easy to be a fan of. it sucks, seeing him leave the game like that. So definitely want to prayers for a speedy recovery there for George Kittle. And just one of the many injuries that this 49ers team has dealt with. You talk about losing Nick Bosa, losing Fred Warner, two critical pieces on defense. Losing Brandon Ayuk didn't play the entire season. That's Brock Purdy's number one receiver. So that guy's
don't forget on defense, they lost their first round pick, Mikael Williams, out of Georgia. He was out for the season as well. He had a season-ending injury as well.
Absolutely. You talk about those guys too, and then hey, the quarterback wasn't there for a while. Brock Purdy was down for a good amount of games. Mac Jones stepped in and went 5-3 as a starting quarterback. So to a degree, where people were whispering, could there be a quarterback controvery in San Francisco? But that's just the elite coaching of Kyle Shanahan. He made Mac Jones. Mac Jones is going to get paid. No, if it ain't with the Niners, it'll be with somebody else, in my opinion. I mean, Kyle Shanahan is he just finds a way. That at the end of the day, that's what good coaches and good teams do. They find ways to win. You can't go bring this guy in. We're not changing anything about what we do. We're finding ways to win. So I have nothing but respect for the coach. Now he has to get it done because he's been in a couple of Super Bowls now when the team is fully healthy. That's the last thing that I could say about Shanahan. But other than that, that guy's an elite coach, no question about it. And this Niners team, they have faith. They went into a game that I didn't think they'd last in past halftime, in my opinion. I thought Philadelphia, this was with the home crowd and the way they were kind of gaining momentum there. I didn't think the Niners would last against Philly, but they really showed me something. Brock Purdy showed me something. Dealt with a lot of adversity early on, wasn't playing all that great, but he continued just to make plays when it was time, moving around the pocket, avoiding sacks, made key plays. And it's great to have Christian McCaffrey there, Mr. Do Everything, just unstoppable. It doesn't matter how you want to give him the ball. Everybody in the stadium knows he's getting the ball, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. He's going to get the ball. He's going to do what Christian McCaffrey does. And then obviously you got you're versatile. You got Juwan Jennings, your wide receiver, rolling out to his right, throwing a dime to Christian McCaffrey for a touchdown. So this team has as good a chance as any at this point to reach the Super Bowl. And a lot of it starts with the elite coaching with Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, I know I'm not here to pick the games for next week. I like San Fran to beat Seattle. I like that.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I mean, I think Seattle's having a special year too, and I talk about good coaching. I mean, Mike McDonald. I mean, look what he's done to turn around this franchise in the short 2 years he's been there. And then Seattle, I think, has the most ferocious defense, but outside of the Houston Texans, the most ferocious defense in the NFL. If you're Sam Darnold, all you got to do is just not screw it up. Don't throw 5-6 interceptions, and just move the ball, good field position. Use Jackson Smith and Jigba, who's been the best receiver in the game this year, and ride that defense. You can go far with that.
I think San Fran, by playing them twice already, they won't be scared of the challenge of going to Seattle. They went to Seattle week 1, won that game. They played Seattle week 18. I know it was at San Francisco, and they lost. San Francisco won't be scared of the challenge of playing up there in the 12th man. This game comes down to turnovers. Brock Purdy doesn't turn the ball over, they will win because I think Sam Darnold will turn the ball over. I like San Francisco to beat Seattle.
That is not a bad pick. We're going to go into our final game of the Sunday slate. The LA Chargers and the New England Patriots. This was quite a dud, I got to be honest with you. There weren't many fireworks until the second half. Justin Herbert, 19 of 31, 159 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, sacked 6 times. Ran the ball also for 10 carries, 57 yards. Leading receiver was Lad McConkey with 3 catches for 32 yards. On the other side, Drake May, who I believe will be the MVP runner-up this year, was 17 of 29 passing, 268 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Also ran the ball for 66 yards on the ground, showing his versatility there. Ramondre Stevenson, 10 carries, 53 yards on the ground. Also 3 catches and 75 yards through the air. This Patriots team gets their first playoff win in quite a while since Tom Brady. Quick thought. Justin Herbert. When are we going to have an honest conversation about this man? He's been in the league 6 years. He's been in the league 6 seasons now. 6 seasons. 0 playoff wins.
Say it again.
6 seasons in the NFL, 0 playoff wins. In the latest outing, 3 points. That's the best you can do. Now, we can talk about the offensive line and the injuries they've sustained and how, having to beat up offensive line doesn't exactly help. The running game wasn't exactly at full strength. Omari Hampton, their star rookie running back, wasn't really available, wasn't 100%, couldn't really go. Yeah, okay, cool. I'm not making those excuses. Absolutely not, because this is Justin Herbert. This is the prototypical quarterback. This is the guy that is a no-brainer that you start your franchise with. You pick him over Lamar Jackson easily. You pick him over Josh Allen easily. This is the guy that is the future of the NFL. 3 points. And before that, last year, so we didn't forget about that. Last year against the Houston Texans, four interceptions. Yeah, 4 interceptions. Year before that, loses to Trevor Lawrence after being up 31-3 in the playoffs. You somehow managed to lose that game. Let's blame the coach. Let's fire Brandon Staley. He's the problem. Let's fire Andy.
Yeah.
It's not Justin Herbert. It's the coaching. It's the personnel. Well, now you got Jim Harbaugh. Is he the problem now? Because you just came from winning a national championship at Michigan. Now he was highly touted to go to the NFL, and you were thrilled to have him. So 2 years in, we're going to blame Jim Harbaugh now, or is it time to take a look at your quarterback? Is it time to consider trading Justin Herbert? Now I'm being hypothetical. I mean, nobody's going to be that stupid, especially the Chargers, to trade Justin Herbert. But you hear rumblings about certain quarterbacks that once they have a bad season, they get injured. They have a bad season. It hasn't really come together. Due to injury. I don't know. The talk is about let's trade the guy. So maybe we should talk about trading Justin Herbert, and maybe the Chargers would be better off. Yeah, you see how stupid that sounds? It sounds stupid elsewhere. Just saying. Go ahead, Jay.
Nah, I've been very critical of Justin Herbert in the past. I'm not giving him a pass for what happened on Sunday, but it's clear as day that there's a reason why the Chargers selected Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater in the top 10 of their respective drafts, because they're needed. You can watch that game and obviously see that they're needed. Justin Herbert, as at this spot, I'm at this place with Justin Herbert where I don't really care about what you do from September to late December. I'm at the point now where I just want to see you win a playoff game. And I'm going to say this. I think next year they will win a playoff game. As long as those 2 tackles don't get hurt, I think the Chargers will improve their team. I think that he'll finally win a playoff game next season. But judging him off what he did against the Patriots, he was very underwhelming. He underperformed. And those questions will still be out. But I'm not going to be overcritical of him, because I've been critical of Justin Herbert for years now. People watch me on different shows, know how I feel about him. So I think next year the offensive line will be better. They got to get some playmakers. They also need a new offensive coordinator. The Chargers fired offensive coordinator Greg Roman.
Oh, my God. Greg Roman wasn't the answer? Remember, I remember Greg Roman. I remember Greg Roman for a good amount of years. He was in Baltimore with the Ravens, right? Coach Lamar Jackson for a few years in the playoffs, and everybody was talking about, hey, Lamar Jackson can't win the big game. This type of offense with this type of quarterback can't win the big game. Nobody took a look at Greg Roman and said, hey, maybe he might be the problem, the kind of offense you're running. Nobody took a look at that. They blame Lamar. Of course they blame Lamar. It's always Lamar's fault, yeah? Oh, here you go. Here you go talking about Lamar Jackson again. You're damn right I am, because y'all ain't watching the game. Greg Roman's offense sucks. It doesn't work. It's for college. So let's give him another job for further evidence so you guys can see that it don't work when it comes to the playoffs. It's predictable. So, y'all got me giving Justin Herbert a pass right there. Greg Roman is not a great offensive coordinator for the NFL. He's pretty damn good for college. I mean, Stanford wanted him as a head coach for a while, but he turned it down and stayed in the NFL. So, I'm sorry, he didn't turn it down. Stanford said, I'm good, because they kept watching, and they saw that this offense is predictable. And here we go in LA. You see the results.
I think Greg Roman is a good run coordinator. I don't know about him being an offensive coordinator, but I definitely think if you want to improve your run game, I would definitely be looking at him for that.
Sure.
But again, I thought the Chargers, I picked the Patriots before the game started. The Patriots just overwhelmed the Chargers. They attacked the offensive line. Justin Herbert got hit multiple times in the game. Drake May didn't light the world on fire in the first half. He played better in the second half.
Yep.
And I'm looking forward to seeing the Chargers and the Texans. I'm picking the Texans in that game, but that game can go either way. I just think the best unit in that game is the Texans defense. Drake May and CJ Stroud. I know we'll get to the Texans game momentarily, but they can't play the way CJ Stroud played in the first half. He can't play that way at the Patriots, and Drake May can't play that way against the first half like he did against the Chargers, against the Texans, or that game. Both defenses suffocate both quarterbacks. So, congratulations on the Patriots getting the first playoff win since the Tom Brady era.
And first playoff winning game for Drake May. Again, I'll give that guy a pass. Look, first playoff game, and really getting your feet wet. Mike Vrabel, he's got the right coach to guide him. He's got the right offensive coordinator to guide him, and he's got a great.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna give him a pass because he got things situated for him. He doesn't have the best weaponry, fine, but he has a hell of a coordinator in McDaniels. McDaniels has seen it all as an offensive coordinator. So I thought Drake May would come out and play a little better than what he did in the first half. I'm not going to give him a pass for that because that's his first playoff game. He was playing the first playoff game at home. Now, if you're playing on the road, that's a little different. But at home, you have a great offensive coordinator, probably one of the best coordinators you could have. He's going to have to play better if the Patriots are going to want to beat the Texans on Sunday at 3 o'clock on ESPN and ABC.
Agreed. The aforementioned Houston Texans destroyed the Pittsburgh Steelers 30-6. We talked about the Steelers a lot earlier on this in this segment. I'm going to focus on the Houston side here. CJ Stroud.
You say that with a smile on your face.
Don't
Houston
mind
Texans destroyed the Pittsburgh Steelers 30.
Don't mind me. It kind of put a little chuckle. Gave me a little chuckle. It's fine. All little banter and stuff. You know what I mean?
Folks, if you guys can see the text messages I had with JG when the Texans was destroying the Steelers on Monday night, oh my God.
Do I feel a little bit of vindication, from a certain game that happened in Week 18 when my Baltimore Ravens happened to just miss a field goal? Tyler Loop, man, you're gonna be fine, my guy. Baltimore's gonna be pissed at you for a little bit. I get it, but you got to make the kick. But you know what? He missed it. Pittsburgh went ahead and won the AFC North and hosted the playoff game. But you can't tell me that people in Baltimore didn't have a good night last night watching the way that game unfolded. I know I did. Oh, I'm gonna stay professional. I'm sorry. CJ Stroud at 250 yards passing, 5 fumbles, and he lost 2 of them. That's not going to get it done in the playoffs. In all seriousness,
I don't know.
You're better than that. We know you're better than that. That's not going to get it done. You're lucky that this Steelers offense was as anemic as it was, and you also have maybe the best defense in the NFL. I mean, my goodness, like Houston, everywhere as soon as the ball is left Aaron Rodgers' hand. I mean, swarm to the ball like a bunch of piranhas. Like the moment they saw the moment to attack, they're right there. Steelers offense could do nothing. Couldn't run the ball. Could barely get an explosive play down the field. It didn't matter. Like Houston was everywhere. And like the only reason they really gave up 3 of those 6 points was because of like a couple of questionable penalties, a pass interference here and there, a holding call. Like other than that, this defense could have actually blanketed the Pittsburgh Steelers. They scored 2 touchdowns. The way this game went, it was 10-6 at the beginning of the fourth quarter. They finished with 30.
Yeah.
I mean, so my question, and Woody Marks, ran the ball very well on the ground as well. 19 carries, 112 yards, and a touchdown. Christian Kirk, my God, like he came out. He was the one guy that came out on fire that couldn't be stopped. 8 catches, 144 yards, and a touchdown. Focusing on Houston here, can this Houston defense, despite the inconsistency on the offensive end with CJ Stroud and this offensive line, do you think this Houston Texans defense can carry this team to the Super Bowl?
Hell yeah. Houston Texans defense, the best unit left. So I said this on Highly Opinionated. Josh Allen's the best player left in the playoffs. The Houston Texans have the best unit left in the playoffs. The defense. So, yes, the defense can definitely get them to the Super Bowl. It'll be a challenge. CJ Stroud, have to pick up his play. Them 5 fumbles, man. You can't have that. They will not beat New England if he turns the ball over like that, put the ball in harm's way like that. Can't do that. And I don't think that he will. So, yeah, I think the Texans, their defense, man, they're loaded. They can do everything. They have the best unit left in the AFC playoffs, probably left in the playoffs. I know Denver have something to say about that Seattle, but I think the Houston Texans defense can can definitely lead them to the playoffs, can lead them to the Super Bowl. I just want to give a shout out to Aaron Rodgers. It's been an amazing career for Aaron Rodgers, but I think this is over for him. With Mike Tomlin retiring or stepping down, Steelers won't be interested in Aaron Rodgers. So, do I think Aaron Rodgers will play again? Yes, I think he'll play again, kind of like how Phillip Rivers did with the Colts in that type of capacity. Someone's quarterback gets hurt, Aaron Rodgers knows the system, and he'll come in and pick it up that way. So, but I think Aaron Rodgers will retire, and then they'll have to look for a situation like that. So, shout out to Aaron Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen. The way his arm angles, the way he could throw the ball. I mean, the ball whistled in the wind when he threw the ball, like whistled in the wind. We both know Adrian Amos, former Harbaugh standout player. He played with Aaron Rodgers on the Packers. Listen to some of the stories he talked about Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball. It's amazing. So, Aaron Rodgers, hell of a quarterback, hell of a career. Salute to you. Let me do it the right way. Salute to you, my brother. You found me. But yeah, getting back to the Texans. Texans defense definitely can have them in the Super Bowl.
Echo everything you said there. Aaron Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks you've ever seen. Before Patrick Mahomes came around, I didn't think anybody could throw the ball better than Aaron Rodgers. I mean, anybody. You go back to Dan Marino, the most talented quarterbacks you've ever seen. I don't think anybody could throw the ball more talented than Aaron Rodgers, including Tom Brady. Tom Brady won more Super Bowls. He's the better winner. But from a talent perspective, Aaron Rodgers, nobody could throw the ball better than him before Patrick Mahomes came around. So if this is the end, it's a tough way to watch a legend go. But you don't forget the 18 years of excellence in Green Bay. You don't forget that. You don't forget the Super Bowl championship in 2010 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. You don't forget, the Hail Marys, the most completed Hail Marys for touchdowns of all time. You don't forget that stuff. So Aaron Rodgers, look, if this is it, man, look, I've enjoyed watching you over the years. I've been a fan of yours to watch, except when you were with the Steelers. But I've enjoyed watching you, man. And this is it. I salute you as well. I appreciate all the years that you've given us. You've had everyone jumping out of their season. You've given us some great football, man. So I definitely salute you if this is the end of your career. You will 100% be first ballot in 5 years going and Ken, if you call it quits here. We are going to take a quick break here, guys, and we're going to get into a little bit of NBA here. This is the Club JG podcast, the 3rd anniversary episode. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. This is the Club JG podcast. What up, everybody? Welcome back to the 3rd anniversary episode of Club JG podcast. I'm here with my boy Josh, the host of Highly Opinionated. We just went through a whole bunch of NFL here. Let's get into the NBA here because football season winding down. The NBA is starting to pick up and take over the airwaves. And we're getting close to the trade deadline already. Next month is the All-Star break, meaning that the trade deadline is here, meaning that we will find out who the real contenders and who are the pretenders in both conferences, both the NBA and the Eastern Conference. Big names are rumored to be on the trading block. We start with Ja Morant and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Ja Morant, as you know, has been in the news for a lot of things not involving basketball. And Memphis, you just feel this kind of tension going through between those two, the organization and the player. Once upon a time, Ja Morant was seen to be possibly the face of the NBA, seen to be the next Supermax player, the first they've had in Memphis in a very long time. You saw Memphis as potentially being a perennial threat in the Western Conference for years to come. That sense has dissipated. Ja Morant himself has dissipated to the point where now the Memphis Grizzlies are open to trading Ja Morant. Josh, you have been on the record saying that you saw this coming. You've been on the record saying that Memphis should try to trade Ja Morant long ago. I wasn't quite there with you just yet, but I've seen the light. I got to tell you, I haven't liked what I've seen from Memphis. I haven't liked what I've seen from Ja Morant. He hasn't been available. First of all, there's been a lot of situations where he's just not been available for his team, and it makes you question how much trade value does Ja Morant even have at this point. How do we get here, Josh? What do you see as far as trade value for Ja Morant? Does he have trade value? Do you see any teams that would be willing to pull that trigger on?
I see teams trying to make the trade, absolutely, because you want to. He has generational talent. So even though he's not a good shooter of the basketball, but he can attack the rim. He gave you a 30-point night a couple nights ago, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. So he still can score. He's not attacking, like I say, he's not attacking the basket as much as frequently as he used to back in the day. And again, his shooting percentage is terrible. He can't shoot threes, and he's really not a good jump shooter. For me, the reason why I said trade Ja Morant last year I said trade Ja Morant last year was because in doing that they could have kept Desmond Bane and Scottie Pippen Jr. You had guards there that you could build the situation around. And at that point, they would have got multiple picks for him because it just the name of Ja Morant being out there, that would have like, okay, wow, like Ja Morant out there, okay, let me see what I can do. Now that it's the same thing that happened with Trae Young. Trae Young got traded. So on the show, we were doing highly opinionated when Kevin Durant got traded for Scooby Snacks. I apologize, Kevin Durant. You didn't get traded for Scooby Snacks. Trae Young got traded for Scooby Snacks. Kevin Durant got traded for oatmeal cream pie. You feel me? So oatmeal cream pie fill you up a little bit better than Scooby Snacks. You feel me? So Scooby Snacks, you can't live off that. You feel me? You can live off them oatmeal pies. You feel me? You eat enough of them, man. Put a couple weight on you. Drink whatever you want to drink. Juice, soda, water, milk, whatever. You be good. You feel me? Them damn Scooby Snacks, man. You need to keep eating pack after pack after pack to be good. So Ja Morant, when Ja Morant gets traded, so I was first on trading Ja Morant. So I did that on my show. So this is what I'm going to do on your show. When this happened, you can clip this because this is what's going to happen. They're going to trade Ja Morant for salary fillers, like what Trae Young got traded for. So if you think Ja Morant will get 4 or 5 draft picks, I just want to put this out here. Mikal Bridges got traded for 5 first-round draft picks. Trae Young didn't get traded for no draft picks. Ja Morant might get traded for 1, at max maybe 2, but I'm thinking 1. The teams I'm looking at: Miami Heat, the Minnesota Timberwolves should be out there. The Minnesota, Miami.
Sacramento, maybe they're trying to like do a hard reset, hard rebuild.
No, you go there to die. I'm trying to think of playoff teams. Minnesota, Miami, and I would throw.
Crazy thought. How about this? Golden State?
Nah, they need. All right, I'm gonna tell you who Golden State should trade. They should trade for Michael Porter Jr. They need somebody like that. Somebody like that come and be your bucket, take some stress off stuff. You feel me? They need somebody like that. I would say for Ja, Miami, Minnesota, and I would throw in. I would say Phoenix. They're not going to, but I would throw Phoenix in. And let me say this. Speaking of the Suns, I want to give a shout out to the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns right now would be in the playoffs, and like when I made my playoff, I never thought the Suns would be what they are. Like obviously we know what Devin Booker represents, but you got Dylan Brooks, Grayson Allen. You got guys playing well. They 24 and 15. Right now,
right now, yeah. Devin Booker leading the way.
Yeah, right now, bro, they the 6th seed in the West, in the Western Conference, the harder conference.
You have to give some credit here. I didn't.
Booker 25, Dylan Brooks 21.
Yeah.
Oh, let me just say this: Jalen Green only played 2 games.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Wow. He averaged 21. Jalen Green only played 2 games. You got Grayson Allen, Gillespie, Mark Williams, Royce O'Neal, Goodwin. Man, listen, I want to give some love to the Suns, man. For them to be 6th in the West, I didn't think they would make the playoffs. Now, they definitely got bounced. Now, do I think that'll last throughout the whole season? Probably not. But I just want to give them credit now while they're doing what they're doing. That's what's up, right? Listen, they 24 and 15. If they was in the Eastern Conference, if the Suns were in the Eastern Conference, they would be the 4th seed. They would be behind Boston because Boston's 24 and 15. The Suns are 24 and 15, and they're the 6th seed in the West. So shout out to the Suns, man. Shout out to what they're doing over there, man. Shout out to that.
Yeah. Nobody. I felt bad for Devin Booker. I did. Like I thought that Book needed to get out of Phoenix because this guy's done everything he could for that organization. I thought he deserved a lot better. I thought his career was just going to be left for dead in Phoenix. They've done an excellent job with the start that they've had. Just the balance in general. Looking at the scores, Gillespie, starting point guard out of Villanova, 13 points a game. Grayson Allen, 15. Dylan Brooks averaging 21. I did not see that coming at all. But D Book leading the way, of course, at 25 and 6. Just it's a testament to they've got their good coaching, putting together the right team to build around their superstar in Devin Booker to give him the best that they can, and they've done a good job of that. I did not think Phoenix was doing him a service by keeping him there, but they have certainly kept themselves afloat. Didn't see it coming, but yeah, looks like Devin Booker's not going anywhere. I was pleading with them to trade him, but now I see why they kept him.
Yeah, no, you can't trade Devin Booker. It's not like I said, for them to be 6th in the West, that's an amazing situation for them. The most important basketball game of the NBA season, and it's on the great station of NBC. Welcome back to the NBC on Peacock. Welcome back to the NBC. Welcome back to the NBA on NBC. I think most people know I'm my infinity for Turner. I still miss the NBA on TNT. Still miss that. But hey, you got to get accustomed to the times that you live in. So I'm accustomed to the times that I live in. And that game is at 8 o'clock. The 27-12 San Antonio Spurs travel to the 13-7 Oklahoma City Thunder. And when people watch this, they're like, well, Josh, why are you saying this is the most important game of the NBA season? Very simply this. The Spurs are 3-0 against the Thunder. They beat them in the Cup one time. They beat them twice in the regular season. So they'd be 3-0. If the Spurs win tonight against the Thunder, when the game is over, if I'm Sam Presti, I'm calling Milwaukee. And I'm calling the Milwaukee Bucks. And I'm saying, hey, man, we're not getting off this phone until we make a deal for y'all. Y'all can have every first-round pick you want because we don't need them. We like what we like. And the trade pack, it could be 5 first-round picks and Chet Holmgren and a contract full of. We're not getting off this phone until we get Giannis. If the Thunder lose this game against the Spurs, the Thunder need to go make that call for Giannis ASAP.
I like that move. As you said, the Spurs do lead this season series so far 3-0. The first series was barn burner, 111-109 Spurs. Next two, the Spurs have beaten them pretty handily, 130-110 and then 117-102. You look at that front court with Wembanyama and the Spurs versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. Chet Holmgren has a lot of ability. We know he can play, but he's not exactly the guy that's going to he doesn't bring a lot of muscle to the front line. Isaiah Hartenstein does a lot of that, but he's not exactly an offensive threat. So you wonder if OKC was managed to add a guy like Giannis Antetokounmpo with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the MVP of the league. My goodness, I mean, I don't know how you stop it. You're talking about a pick and roll with Giannis Antetokounmpo and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I mean, you talk about pick your poison. That's going to be difficult to deal with, and with a team like the Spurs, that would be, in my opinion, an even matchup.
Yes, it would be. Because right now, the Spurs match up well with the Thunder because when you watch basketball, what the Thunder does well to the rest of the league, the Spurs do well to them. They press you, they attack you, they want to pick you up, they want to get you to a certain spot. Well, that's what the Spurs want to do. They have the ultimate. Women like to use makeup. Ladies, y'all beautiful. You don't need makeup, but if you wear it, do your thing.
Yeah, some do.
Ladies, listen to me. Y'all don't need it. Y'all beautiful. Keep doing what y'all doing. John, don't get me in trouble, bro. My point of saying what I'm saying is that makeup was the best. Makeup was the best. Was the best cover up. They used to have a makeup line called Cover Up. I don't know if they still have that now. I'm not into makeup, right? No. The best cover up is Victor Wembanyama. He can cover everything. Right? He just put his hands out. He covers everything. He can cover the world if he just stand at the right angle. So for me, the Thunder had that because they got Chet Holmgren and Hartenstein at the rim. Well, we have Wembanyama. Now the guards, De'Aaron Fox, Dylan Harper, and Stephon Katz. I know Dylan Harper's hit a little bit of the rookie wall. I get that. I mean, that's going to happen. But they make Shai Gilgeous-Alexander work. They make him work because he's going to have to defend somebody on the opposite end. So, and then you add Vassell. You add the veteran leadership of Harrison Barnes. De'Aaron Fox, like I mentioned, De'Aaron Fox was a former clutch player of the year. So the advantages that the Spurs have over the Thunder have over everyone else, where they can suffocate them. They can't suffocate the Spurs because the Spurs, if the Spurs draw you into Wemby, you in trouble. Like you're not shooting the ball. Right? You're not really shooting the ball at a good high rate over him. He's really truly an alien. So I'd said this on my show when we was doing the basketball coverage. I'm just waiting now, because a lot of people go look at the comments under that post. A lot of people told me I didn't know what I was talking about. I told y'all last year the 5 best players in the world were international: Jokic, Giannis, Shea, Wemby, Luka. I told y'all that. So let me ask y'all a question: who the 5 best players in the world, y'all? That would be probably that sound like the right order, no? All right, yeah, I'll be mad. I
would say so. I would say so. Yeah,
the best player. So, bro, it's an international game. So it's a positionless international game. So when you got a jack of all trade, an ace of all aces, what Kobe Bryant was, Michael Jordan, LeBron James. That's what these guys are now. It's a new way. It's okay.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that at all. I mean, Wembanyama, I mean, first of all, this guy's an alien. I mean, it's only so much you can do, first of all. I mean, the guy has elevated his game. He's added a level of physicality as well to his game, which is something that a lot of people, including myself, were questioning. All right, this is really skinny kid. And yeah, he's 7'20" coming out of France, but you wonder about can he handle the physicality of the NBA? He has answered that question. I don't even want that question to be asked again, because he's backing guys down and dunking on them like Shaq used to do. And he can shoot, and he can handle it, and he can shoot like KD. Now, last year you and I would agree, he probably took a little bit too many threes.
Too many threes. This year the numbers come down.
Yep, I think Coach got to him there and said, "Look, man, we're not saying we don't want you to shoot threes, but don't settle." And yeah, he should not settle. Come on, man. Like you can dominate very easily. Don't make the game harder for yourself. Yeah. He's making the game easier. He's playing with more physicality. Brother, this is your team, the Spurs. So, Oklahoma City Thunder, they got off to the hot start that we've all seen. But a lot of people think that they're on their way back to the finals. Do you think that OKC is headed for a finals appearance, a repeat, or do you think that somebody in the Western Conference will get in their way?
I think there are several teams in the West that can get in the way before the season started.
Who are your top three? Who are your top 3 right here that are going to get in the way of OKC?
So we put OKC at this perch where, right here, they're number 1. San Antonio, the Denver Nuggets. And I'm debating the last spot. I'm debating whether it's going to be the Houston Rockets or the Minnesota Timberwolves. I got to see a little bit more. Let me say my argument for both. I think Minnesota could take that notch if they go get that trade for Ja Morant. I think that could get them over the notch if they do that trade. But I like Houston. Houston got everything I'm looking for. They just don't have a point guard. With the injury to Fred VanVleet, he had season-ending injury before the preseason even started. So that sucks for them. Hopefully they can go out and try to find a point guard. Listen, you can laugh all you want. If I was them, I'd be interested in Chris Paul. Like, why not? Why not? He can come in and give you some minutes. You get what I'm saying? Like, he can come in and give you some.
We're talking about Houston here?
Yes. They should be interested in Chris Paul. Come in and give you, bro, he can come in and give you 10 to 12 minutes. That'll help you out in the playoffs. Now, I know playoff basketball is a little different. He's older, so he might be injury prone. But, bro, it's better than what they got. You feel me? As far as a veteran leadership. I know what you think about Thompson. Thompson's a hell of a player. As you said this, bro, we did the show like 22 straight weeks. Every week you kept saying, I'm not trading Thompson. I'm not trading. Like, I might as well have that on repeat. You feel me? So I got you on that. But a veteran who can come in and still teach Thompson a little bit more at that point guard position, I like that. Again, get back to Minnesota. They just don't. They need somebody else other than Ant-Man. You get what I'm saying? Like, I like Julius Randle, but I feel like you can contain him to a certain extent. We know what Rudy Gobert is. Like, nice guy, cool. And so they need somebody else. I think Ja Morant can do that. But the 2 teams who I think right there on Oklahoma City Thunder Hills right now, San Antonio Spurs and the Denver Nuggets. I know Denver don't have the best player in the NBA. By the way, NBA, John, can I get my single shot on this? Change the damn rules. There should not be a rule mandate that you have to play a certain amount of games to be all NBA. Listen, Nikola Jokic is the best center in the league. He would make all NBA. Bro, think about the season he started off with. Now he's not going to make an all NBA team because he missed 15 games because of a serious injury. Not because of low management, because of a serious injury. NBA do better. NBA, and John, I don't like doing this on somebody else's platform, but I'm going to do it. Y'all really fucking up people's accomplishments by this bullshit that you know. Man, you got to play 65 games. No. So Nikola Jokic's not going to make all NBA. Victor Wembanyama, he not going to make all NBA. So he not one of the 15 best players in the NBA. All right, bro, I'm good, Joe. I'm done with this, yo. Like, are you serious? Stop with the BS. You can put a rule place in there and say, listen, if you miss this amount, a certain amount of games, and it's consecutive, it doesn't hurt your streak. But just to come out here with this BS, like, yeah, man, you gotta play 75. I mean, you gotta play 65 games, bro. That's why Jalen Williams made All NBA last year from Oklahoma City. You think Jalen Williams one of the 15 best players in the NBA? Yeah, I know. I don't. I do not. Like, come on, bro. Stop. Cut the crap. Like, y'all need to be better in how y'all do this. So thank you for allowing me to vent. I appreciate that. Now,
but I created, first of all, for you continue, I created Club JG for my friends. I want y'all to come over here and say it with your chest. Say what you got to say. So don't ever apologize again for coming over here to doing what you do, my friend.
Right. Why are we doing this? Like, not to be funny, I sound like Taylor Twellman. What are we doing here? Like, bro, are you serious? You had to play a certain amount of games. So, bro, like, yo, forget my eyes. Forget the four eyes I got on now. Forget them. Forget your eyes, brother. So Nikola Jokic, bro, he not one of the 5 best players in the NBA. He not gonna make All NBA because, man, you know, he really suffered an injury that held him out. Go look at the Nuggets without Nikola Jokic and go look at him with Nikola Jokic. Same thing for Giannis, same thing for Luka, same thing for Wimp. Like, come on, bro.
You want to know who you can blame and who you can be pissed off
I know. You can come at me.
I get it. I'm just saying, don't get pissed off at the league. Get pissed off at guys like Ben Simmons. Get pissed off at guys like Kawhi Leonard. Get pissed off at those guys because you know why we're here right now is because.
I thought you was gonna say this. The Spurs really, and I love the Spurs, but they maximize the shit out of it.
Greg Popovich, sure, with Duncan, Myers, and Tony Parker. Yeah, we started with that, but it really took shape when Kawhi Leonard, you know, guys like that, LeBron James at times, just like Ben Simmons. My God, Ben Simmons stole more money than I think he made money in the NBA, in my opinion.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Let me say this. If you want to blame some guys.
Trae Young's accomplishment, and I'm not taking nothing away from Trae. He a hell of a player. He got that far because Ben Simmons ain't want to lay the ball up and dunk the ball. Like, seriously, like that's why the Hawks got to the conference finals. So, like, come on now. Like, all I'm saying is, like, I appreciate you giving me this. Like, bro, give me this platform to vent on this. What are we doing? Change the rules because you're messing up people's. You know what we do? Guess what we do of the last generation? Hey, bro, I think Tim Duncan better than Kobe. You think Kobe better than Tim Duncan? You know what the first thing you're gonna do? Well, Kobe Bryant got 18 All-Stars. He got 10 all first team defenses. I'm just throwing out numbers. Tim Duncan got 11. You got 11 all first team defenses. He got 7. You get what I'm saying? Like we're gonna use this in debates. That's what we do. So come on, man. Like they gotta change these stupid ass rules. But anyway, the Thunder. I don't think the Thunder will repeat. I think the Spurs. The Nuggets and the Spurs are right there. Obviously, I have the Nuggets a little bit above the Spurs because I just have that much respect for Nikola Jokic. And then my 4th and 5th spot, the Rockets and Minnesota. I know I didn't mention your Lakers. Listen, I'm gonna be quick about the Lakers. I think the same thing I thought last year.
We'll add it in with the next segment. My next segment was to state of the LA Lakers. So please continue what you're going to do there. Go ahead.
I got you. All right. So my point about the Lakers, I think they're the same team they were last year. And this plans for me to say is I'm gonna make this public. I'm not a JJ Redick fan. I don't think he's a good head coach. I don't think he should be the head coach. Last year, one of the times, man, you had our biggest disagreement when you had him winning Coach of the Year. Remember when you came on the show, you had him winning Coach of the Year, and I had the choice coach. What's the coach? The choice basketball coach name? Oh my God!
I believe it's
he's the son. JB Bickerstaff, son of Bernie Bickerstaff's son. So I'm not the biggest JJ Redick fan. The Lakers, they can't play defense. They can't get stopped. They can't get timely stops. When the money's on the line, they can't. Their best players can't stop your best players. Austin Reeves is not a defender. LeBron, we know what he is, 41 years old. 41, 42. You can't expect him to sit in the chair. 41. And then Luka ain't never seen a defense that he liked. Right? I don't give a damn if he just standing in the corner. So the Lakers will win games. They'll make the playoffs, and then they'll probably be a first-round exit because they play against a team that can outscore them and going to play, more physical and tougher defense than them. So I don't have the Lakers in that round. Again, the 4 best teams to me: OKC, Denver, Spurs, and right now I would say Houston, but I want to see Houston and Minnesota.
Yeah, unfortunately, as a Laker fan, I have to buy what you're saying here. I look at Luka Doncic's all world right now, 33 points a game, 8.7 assists, a steal, almost 2 steals for a guy that doesn't play a lot of defense. But yeah, you can't win a championship if you don't play defense. I know we love scoring points. We love to diminish, the art of defending and rebounding. Guys, defending and rebounding is what wins games.
Yes.
If you defend and you out rebound your opponent, you have a much better shot of winning. That's basketball. I mean, what the hell do I know? I mean, I only played a little bit of Division I basketball in college, and I was preached this from my college coaches. The team that defends and rebounds the best will win the game. And it held true every single time. When you look at the stats, when we lost, we got out rebounded. When you look at the stats when we won, we dominated the boards. It's the stats don't lie there. But what the hell do I know? Anyway, speaking about defense, the Lakers, as well as amazing as they are on offense, we're talking about Luka Doncic, we're talking about LeBron James, we're talking about help me out right now, Austin Reeves, amazing, lighting up on offense. Lakers are 24th in the league in defensive efficiency. The only teams that are worse than the LA Lakers right now in the NBA are the Chicago Bulls, the Denver Nuggets, the New Orleans Pelicans, the Sacramento Kings, the Washington Wizards, and the Utah Jazz. Think about that.
Wow.
As you can score. Scoring is going to win you some games. Scoring is going to get you to the playoffs. The best teams that can defend are the ones that get to the championship. Look at what we saw last year. Oklahoma City.
And win the championship. Look at Indiana. Look at last year. Look at Oklahoma City.
Yes. Indiana, Oklahoma City. Two of the best, most aggressive defensive teams in the NBA. It's not a secret. Scoring is great. If you can't defend, you're not going to win. And it's been the same story with these Lakers the past few years. They can't defend. They don't have the good defenders. Marcus Smart, okay. When he was the Celtics, he was a pretty damn good defender. Okay.
Yeah, bro, but that was 3-4 seasons ago. You know what I'm saying?
He's getting up there, man. It is what it is. Luka, we love Luka Doncic. This guy does not play defense. If you watch the movie Space Jam, he's Bill Murray. And I mean, look, I'm showing my age a little bit here, but not the new generation LeBron James Space Jam, the Michael Jordan one. Bill Murray famously came on and said, "Whoa, I don't play defense." That's Luka Doncic. As amazing as he is, he does not play defense that well. LeBron James at 41 years old, you can't ask this man to play tough defense night in and night out, possession after possession. As superhuman as this man is at 41 years old, doesn't make sense, defies father time and laws of nature. You can't expect him to be an elite defender every freaking night, every possession. It's not happening. I'm sorry. It's amazing that he's still contributing the way he is at 41 years old. Go on.
And then the free agent move that they made, they went out and got DeAndre Ayton. I mean, we knew what he was going to be. Like, he has DeAndre Ayton. Yeah, but let me say this. The reason why he's inconsistent, bro, guess what he's not getting? The ball. He's not going to touch the ball like that, so that's going to affect him on the defensive end. Think about it like this. When he on the court with LeBron, Austin Reeves, and Luka, at best, he's the fourth option. At best. And we aren't even talking about Rui. We're not talking about Vincent. We're not talking about
Jake LaRavia, who's played pretty well.
Yeah, come on, man. Like, with everybody, that's why I said, listen, you know me. I'm not going to talk about the Lakers just to talk about them. You feel me? I get they do that on TV. That's fine. Like, do that, rock out. Me, I like talk about substantial basketball that I think, people are going to be look out for this team, look out for this team, look out for this trade, look out for that. The Lakers are first round exit. They might make the play in, whatever, fine. They'll make the play in. They might win that, be the 7th seed, 8th seed. They're the 8th seed, they going home early. 7th seed, they going home early. So they can't play defense in the right positions that they need to play. The wing position, they suck at defense. In the guard position, they are below average defensively because Austin Reeves is a below average defender. Luka, we already know what Joe is. We got that. Like you said, Bill Murray, I'm just here. I ain't playing no defense. I do everything else, but I'm not playing no defense. And then LeBron, you can't expect him to sit in the chair. And even when he was sitting in the chair, LeBron was a great help defender coming around. I'm not saying he wasn't a great defender, one-on-one defender, but a lot of guys he matched up with, they scored on him and he scored on them. So that's fine. Where he helped that was he would LeBron with his size would minimize the Derrick Roses, the Tony Parkers in the NBA Finals. Now, somebody his size, they would give me a little bit of trouble because they got the wing. To an extent, Kobe. But really, Paul Pierce, or Paul George, or Kevin Durant. Somebody like that has size that could, stay with him, could somewhat stay with him. So LeBron, bro, he's 41 years old. It's crazy to expect. Let me say this. I've been critical of LeBron James in the past. I probably will be critical of him at some point in time in the future. These fools, bro, like, what do y'all expect of LeBron? Like, he's 41 years old. Like, he can't do it. Like, he's doing the best he can. You get what I'm saying? Like, and that should be.
It's amazing. It's amazing what he's doing right now. Come on,
exactly. Man. So why are we putting pressure on him? Like, yeah, man, you got to go out here and stick Kevin Durant. Bro, he couldn't. He had a hard time with Kevin Durant in his prime. What the hell are you going to do with Kevin Durant now? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, man,
it's criminal. It's criminal to ask him to do that at this point.
That's why the Lakers should have hired a real coach and not some podcast buddy. A real coach. I like JJ Redick. He went to the finest institution, the finest college institution in the world. What school he went to, John?
Yeah.
My bad. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, my bad. I'm sorry. He went to the University of Duke, the best school on the East Coast. By the way, we gonna have you on the Holiday Opinionated in a couple of weeks. And them Duke Blue Devils looking good in that college basketball. I know everybody college basketball team ain't looking good. I ain't saying no names. I'm just saying. But anyway, I digress. Listen. You can go out there and do your thing, man. JJ Redick went to Duke. And it's hard for me. I'm honest, ladies and gentlemen. Just because you went to my school don't mean I can't criticize you. He's not a head coach, bro. He's not. We know why he got the job.
I wish Ross was here. I would have the video that I put together. I forgot, for those who don't know and highly opinionated, when the Duke Blue Devils lost to the Houston Cougars in the Final Four, I had a video set up for my friend Josh. I don't have it here right now today. I'm sorry. But it was a good laugh, and I never forget about it because I finished at the University of Maryland. I grew up a Maryland Terrapin fan. My dad played there a long time ago. It's in my blood. One school that we cannot stand is the Duke Blue Devils. I mean, they can say what they want about this isn't a rivalry, all that stuff. Like we never compete.
No, it is a rivalry. That's why I'm mad we don't play.
No, I'm not saying you, but there's some Duke fans that I know out there who are literally saying that Maryland was never a rivalry. They never were competitive. This is a lie. Because one, I was there for one of those games. I was on the court. I was guarding Jabari Parker. This is when they had Jabari Parker, Quinn Cook, Rasheed Suleiman, Rodney Hood. Yeah, it's a damn good team that we played against. We were right there at the end. So it wasn't like it was a blowout. But in the past, for those who are not privy to Maryland basketball history, they have beaten Duke a good amount of times, especially at home in Maryland. So all this flack about how there's no kind of respect there on Duke's end. Y'all need to look in y'all history books a little bit.
Yeah, like let me speak to the young Duke fans who say BS like that, bullshit like that. So Duke won the national championship in 2001. Do you know who's Duke's toughest opponent was in that national championship run? The Maryland Terrapins. They were up they were up 20 on them in the national semifinal. What the hell y'all talking about? Ain't no rivalry. If you play a team 4 times in a year, which Duke played them 4 times a year because they were listen, I'm not starting nothing. I don't want to start nothing. But they were ACC members, the same thing they should be now. I don't want to start nothing. But they were ACC members back in the day. You feel me? We came to y'all. We had the Jay Williams Miracle Minute. I call it that. We beat y'all in Maryland. Y'all beat us in Duke. Y'all beat us at Duke that year. Then we played y'all in the ACC tournament. We won that game. That game was closer. We played y'all in the semifinal, and then I think we played Carolina in the final. The game against Maryland was closer than the championship game against Carolina. Okay, fine. Then you like, all right, Joe. Remember a couple years ago when Coach K retired? He's like, man, we don't never see Duke and Carolina in the tournament, and we saw it. I ain't gonna lie, that broke my heart. That was worse than last year. Like I ain't gonna lie, that hurt last year with Houston.
Yeah, Coach K's last loss was Carolina in the Final Four. Like that's like, damn.
Hey, listen. Caleb Love, I mean this with all due respect. I know where you're at. The next time I see you, it's a wrap for you. Because you shot my coach out of a job, and he really destroyed my birthday. Like Duke was like that game was on April 2nd. My birthday was April the 3rd. The national championship was April the 4th. So I'm like, bro, nah, shot, man, you shot the lights out. So I'm still Caleb Love. I'm hurting. I ain't never forgiving you for that. I don't give a damn if you transfer to Arizona or not. You still. I claim you as a North Carolina Tar Heel for what the hell you did to me and my team. So fine. But and then we played Maryland. Go ahead.
I was going to make a joke. I mean, Caleb Love has a little history of violating, but continue.
Oh yeah, definitely violation all the way. Hey, what? I'm gonna call after this. I'm gonna call President Trump, see if I can make something happen. We need to lock him up. Yeah, we need to lock him up. Listen, man. So and then we played Maryland in the national semifinal. We were down 20-2 there, man. Listen, you dumb fans. Nah, Maryland's a rival of Duke. North Carolina's a rival of Duke. Maryland and North Carolina are the two main rivals of Duke. You can talk about NC State, Wake Forest, man, whatever. Basketball is North Carolina number 1. Maryland was number 2. That's why they ain't played each other that long in this time. Because let me say this. Duke mad that Maryland took the money and left. That's fine. I'm not debating that, but that's why they don't want to play him. That's what I was told. They don't want to play him. They mad they're not in the same conference. I know that sounds childish and petty, but that's just how Duke is. So hopefully it ain't gonna happen this year, but maybe next year they can meet in the tournament. You feel me? You never know. So
absolutely. Last take here, my friend. In the Eastern Conference, as we know, the Boston Celtics and the Indiana Pacers especially are down bad because they've lost some key players late in the season. For Boston, Jason Tatum, who's working his way back from torn Achilles. Same thing for Tyrese Halliburton of the Indiana Pacers. There are 2 teams at the top of the Eastern Conference right now. Right now, number 1 is the Detroit Pistons, and number 2, the New York Knicks. Who do you have coming out of the Eastern Conference to represent the Eastern Conference? Who has a better chance, the Knicks or the Pistons?
I would say the Pistons. I don't even think the Knicks are the second best team in the East.
Really?
So, yeah, I'm about to tell you. I like the Celtics. I'm surprised at what they're doing. If they can get Tatum back, I think they'll be good. But I got another team for you. And I said this during the offseason to you. And right now they sit at number 5 in the Eastern Conference at a 22-16 record.
Oh, please. Cut it out. Cut it out, man. Stop it.
The Philadelphia 76ers. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Let go, baby. Philly. Hey, listen. I just need to see big fella just keep on playing. That's all I need to see. Listen. All right, John, all joking aside. In a 7-game series, you don't think Philly can beat Detroit?
They can. I don't think Philly would get swept. No, I think Philly would actually be a tough matchup for Detroit, assuming that everyone is healthy.
Assuming everyone's healthy. Okay. Philly against the Knicks. You think that Philly can't beat the Knicks? I do. I think Philly can beat the Knicks in the series if they matched up. If everyone's healthy.
I think it'll be 6 or 7 games as well. And yeah, Philly could beat the Knicks. I hear you. Yep.
He could beat the Knicks. Okay. So listen, no disrespect to Toronto. I know we didn't mention this, but Toronto is trying to upgrade the guard position. Toronto went after Trae Young. They offered Amon Quickly and first-round picks to the Hawks. The Hawks didn't want that. They just wanted an expiring contract. So yeah, that's why the Hawks gonna be with the Hawks up. So I don't think Toronto right now is the 4 seed. Detroit to me is the best team. I think Boston is the second best team. I think Philly's the third best team, and I think the Knicks are the 4th best team. I just don't. It's hard for me to get over the Knicks. Your 2 best players, they don't play defense. Like Jalen Brunson, he's a liability, and Cat's a liability, especially if you get him away from the basket. Philadelphia, as I said during to you when he was on Highly Opinionated, they just need the right. Like for example, okay, let's do it like this. Right now, they the 5 seed. In the first round, Philadelphia will play Toronto. Philly would beat them. So now, then the second round, they play Detroit. Philly could beat Detroit in the Eastern Conference Finals, bro. You see what I'm saying? So, and we know they got championship experience, championship DNA with Nick Nurse as the head coach. He won the championship with Toronto. I'm just saying, we talk about Detroit. We're going to talk about the Knicks. We're going to talk about the Celtics. Don't sleep on the Philadelphia 76ers if, caveat, big X, if everyone is healthy. That's my team I'm looking at.
I just traced out if, so everyone can understand. Look, I love VJ Edgecombe, their first round draft pick out of Baylor. I think he fits in perfectly with this team, especially with Tyrese Maxey. I mean, phenomenal athlete, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Is only going to get better. Embiid is back, looking like Embiid. Tyrese Maxey looks great. Paul George has come back being serviceable. And I'm a Paul George guy. Like, I like Paul George. I hate what I saw last year from him because I know he's better than that. I gotta see it. I look at Philly for years. I've looked at Philly like, why the hell has this team not even gotten to the finals yet? The Eastern Finals. Forget the finals, the East Finals. Something always comes up. Something. It's Embiid. It's George. It's one of the other. For a while, it was Harden and Embiid. Embiid gets hurt again. Ben Simmons and Embiid. Simmons loses his mind. Embiid gets injured. So for years, spanning back to maybe a decade, I've been waiting for Philly to do it. Philly, as constructed, can do it. Will they? History tells me I can't buy it, and until I see with my own two eyes that Philadelphia is advancing to the East Finals or the NBA Finals. I got to see it to believe it. Sticking with my two teams that I mentioned before, I think Detroit is a better team, but the pressure's on the New York Knicks.
Yeah.
You got to the Eastern Conference Finals last year and lost, and after beating the Boston Celtics with Tatum and Brown, you lost to the Pacers. Celtics aren't the same team. You beat Detroit. What's up?
Toronto.
Let go of Tom Thibodeau, even though I thought that was a stupid move. After he just got you to the damn Eastern Conference Finals, you fire that guy. That's smart. But look, what excuse do you have now? None. There's nobody in the conference that you should not be able to defeat. You have Karl Anthony Towns, who is one of the greatest shooting bigs of all time. Can't really play defense without fouling for to save his life. But that's why you have OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, and Mitchell Robinson back there to anchor that defense. Jalen Brunson tries. He's not exactly a defender, but he does try. You go out and get.
My bad for cutting you off. I like Tyler Kolek, number 13. Marquette.
Tyler Kolek, young player out of Marquette. He's come along very well off the bench. Jordan Clarkson, you got there.
Gritty guy.
Gritty
guy. He can do a lot of dirty work at the ground position.
Yeah, you got Deuce McBride coming off the bench. Like, you have the pieces to get to the finals. You have a good coach in Mike Brown to get to the finals. There is no excuse. Do I think Detroit is better this year? Yes. But the Knicks don't have an excuse to me. The Knicks should get to the finals. If they don't, you just missed out on yet another window, and you have no excuse for it. That's where I stand.
And that to me, how you talk about the Knicks, that's how Philadelphia should be looking at it. This is our time. No Tatum, he out. Let's whatever, however long he come back, fine. No Hollenberg. This is our time. The Celtics already won the championship. The Pistons they're young. By the way, they're gonna have to do something with Jay Ivey. They're going to have to trade him, do something with him because they got too many cooks in that guard position. We know Cade Cunningham. Let me say this. I gave the 5 best players earlier. Cade Cunningham should be in the conversation for being a top 10 player in the NBA this year. He probably will get some MVP votes.
He said Cade Cunningham is here. He's not a budding superstar. He is a superstar, and he has arrived.
Yes, sir. Yes, he is. He say it like this. Cade Cunningham has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you've seen him or not, that's on y'all, but he definitely has arrived. My point is about Philly. Philly should think the same way the Knicks think. This is our time. This is our chance. Like, not to be funny, the wrestler John Cena, he had the theme song. My time is up. My time is now. You can't see me. You feel me? This is my time is now. Philly, jump on that. The time is now. Yeah, bro, you can't see me. The time is now. They should think the same way that the Knicks think. The same way the Pistons, even though they're young, they should be. Man, the time is now. We win this conference now. Shit, we can own this conference for the next 3 to 5 years. So to me, the East is a 4-team race, and I'm not disrespecting. Oh man, I gotta say this too. The East is a 4-team race. It should be a 5-team race. I think the East will come down to the Pistons, the Celtics, the Knicks, and the 76ers. The Cleveland Cavaliers at 22-19, they got to do something. They got to do something, bro. I owe you the biggest laughter in the world. You called them the mistake by the lake. They lost last year in the second round at home to the Indiana Pacers in the second round. You told me, you said, Josh, man, don't buy into that BS. They ain't no good, man. They're going to fold like cheap lawn chairs, and they folded. Well, going into this season, I didn't think they would win 60-some games, but I thought they got the same – they like I said, they're in the 7th seed. They 22-19. Miami is 20-19. You feel me? So Cleveland got way more talent, in my opinion, as a more talented basketball team than the Miami Heat. Would you agree with that statement?
I agree with that. So
they should be better than that. So the Cavaliers going to have to do something because you can't go from 60 wins to making the play-in. You underachieved, superly underachieved. So I'm looking at the Cavaliers.
Maybe you're just showing early who you really are.
No, man. No, listen. You're right about that, but you don't win 60 games like that and just be. Listen, do they have flaws? Yes, but you can't go from 60 games to. Bro, bro. They in the 7th seed. They was the number 1 seed in the NBA.
Yeah, in all fairness, Evan Mobley's been out. Donovan Mitchell's been in and out. Darius Garland's been dealing with some injuries. So they've gotten off to a rocky start, primarily because their guys have been banged up early.
Yeah,
they're coming back from injuries from last season. So I'll give Cleveland a break there. I will say that. I think as the season continues, the real contenders will start to rise. After the All-Star break, that's when they actually start playing hard. That's when they actually start playing defense. So you're going to start seeing the contenders actually start to rise and the pretenders to fall in the rankings. I will say Cleveland's not winning anything. I think the only ring that's coming his way for Donovan Mitchell is the one that he's going to give to Coco Jones. Congratulations, my brother. You did a good job there. Don't mess that up. Take care of that. All right. I mean, I'm very happy for you. I thought Donovan Mitchell was going to win MVP this year when I found out that he got engaged. I put in the ballot for Donovan Mitchell, NBA MVP for 25-26 season. That's what I said.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. Yeah, I mean, it was a good thought, but I'm gonna say this. He's the MVP at home, and that's all that matters. He's the MVP at home, and that's all that matters. Yeah, he's the MVP at home. Damn that little statue ass trophy that they give me. I got the real trophy at home. You feel me? So yeah, I get that. Totally understand.
Hey man. Hey man, look, coming home must be nice. Hey man, it's been
coming
a
home. Hey bro, yeah. Coming home. I don't want to go back out. I'm in the house. I'm in the house. Hey, I'm in the house. I can watch every bat, bro. Listen, that big ass house they got, they can do everything in there. Everything. So yeah, hey bro. But what I'm trying to do, we don't need that much space. I don't need 20,000 square feet. Yo, you
get into another round right now.
I've been doing my work in 900 to 1,000 square feet places. So if you give me 20,000 square feet, come on, bro. Come on now, talk to me, man.
Cut it out, bro. It's been an honor to have you here on this anniversary episode, my man. Everyone, make sure that you like and subscribe and follow on social media the Highly Opinionated Podcast and Sports Show. These guys know what they're doing. Shout out Ross and Tim. You guys are the best. You know I'm always keeping an eye on you guys. You keep doing what you're doing. You're only going up from here. Guys, thank you for everyone for tuning into the 3rd anniversary episode of the Club JG. Shout out to my day ones for being there from day one. We only continue from here. We ain't looking back. We going forward. We'll see you guys next time.